some music. Some random shit. Let's see. Why? What is going on? What is going on? Sup, ladies and gentlemen, Aklon here, and welcome back. If you're watching this, of course, you're watching the After Gym Special. Happy to have you here. You're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this over on YouTube, please remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also smash that bell. And come join us live, because, you know, it is always better when it's live. This, of course, is the After Stream Special, or After Gym Special, really, where I basically just hang out after gym, because I'm tired, and I don't know what else to do with my life. So I spend it with you people. And Discord is being full of shit. Discord, what are you doing? There we go. Install your updates. 15 updates for Discord, really? Is that really necessary? Natalie Frost, how you doing? Good evening to you. Good evening. Hope you're well. I am. Just tired. Just really, really fucking tired. And there we go. Amagon, how you doing, bro? Clockwork Angel, how you doing? Sorry about that, guys. Just typing shit and being tired. Nico Spider, how you doing? I had a fucking lovely coffee on my way back from the gym. Got coffee at the fucking gym. Oh, that's wonderful. Truffle, how you doing, brother? Welcome back. Welcome back to all of you. I'm so happy to have you here. So happy to have you here. We're going to be going over some sponsors. We've got a shit ton of people wanting to sponsor the channel. That we sort of, like, yeah, I'm turning it into content now. Malifia, how you doing? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know why I'm zoning out. Apocalypse, how you doing, brother? How's everyone doing? How's your day going? Sorry, guys. My mind is very much, yeah, my mind is very much in the middle of fucking nowhere at the minute. Like, literally in the middle of nowhere. I'll catch up. I swear to God, I'll catch up. I think you need another coffee. I kind of do. I kind of do. I get out of the gym and I'm just sort of like doing okay-ish. Work is kicking my butt at the moment. New store opening, so I have a zillion signs to print. Shit. What do you do, Nico? I'll probably go down in a little bit and get more coffee. I have some Pepsi Max here, which is probably not good considering who one of my sponsors are. Or potential sponsors, I suppose. Graphic designer for a grocery store chain. Nice. I could never do graphic design. I suck at shit like that. Doing okay. Having to fix some bugs from new site launch. Wait, you're a web designer? Jesus. I have everyone in my community to set up my own business. Let's just start doing that crap. You can do a coupon. In South Africa, if you wait that long, they actually refund you the money and deliver the food. Like, they'll deliver another meal and you'll get refunded. At least if you order from Mr. Delivery. That's happened twice to me in the past. Turn the music up a bit because it's fucking loud. There we go. There we go. Tons of marketing and graphic designs to do. Extreme stress, but let's hope it gets better. I have to respond to people who want to sponsor the channel. Like, we have quite a few people that want to sponsor the channel. I'm sort of getting completely shall we say thrown overboard. Tora, thank you for seeing what's up. Really appreciate that. 4 months in a row of work early today. Enoch, nice. Like, I'm sort of overwhelmed by the amount of people, like literally just in the last couple of days, right? So this is like the last 3 days. We have 1, 2, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 companies that want to sponsor the channel. I don't like that. I don't like it. Although one of these I can almost immediately tell you I'm not going to be working with. Because one of them is a Chinese manufacturer of telecommunications equipment and cell phones. The ZTE Blade. V2021 smart 128 gigabytes phone that they want. I guess they want to send me a phone and want me to speak about the phone. Yeah, I'm not going to take the Chinese money. Doom Hour, how you doing, brother? Do graphic design for games. It's so much fun. Good luck with your job, too. It sucked. Yeah, I'm probably not going to use this ever. Uses wide angle lens and ultra wide angle both. Model to the masses. Have a good day, Claire. Yeah, no. What brands want to sponsor you? All right, so in terms of brands that I'm willing to work with, yeah? So brands that I'm actually willing to work with. One of them is Coke. Now, I'm not sure if it's Coca-Cola. So I'm going to email them back and say, I would be interested to work with you. What would the sponsorship be? What would the sponsorship be? And what would... Yeah, I feel like that that covers that. I'd be interested to work with you. What would it entail? Kind regards, Aklon. I should probably give my real name, right? But I never give my real name. Game Fuel? Wait, does Coke do Game Fuel? Are you serious? Am I gone? I don't think they give a fuck about that. Unfortunately, where I live is bumfuck nowhere, and I refuse to commute to work because I dislike driving on super busy highways. Instead of driving, nope. Did you want me to send you the time of Bane's Artisan Bold stream tomorrow when he finds out? Yes, please. I'd love to know when his build is taking place. I'd love to know. Living Shit Show, how you doing? Welcome back to all of you. Look at everyone just like, fucking coming to hang out. It's the 3rd time we're doing a nighttime stream, and all of you degenerate fucks have nothing better to do than watch me reply to sponsorships. What are you doing with your lives, people? What are you doing with your lives? Travel Shuffle, I have an idea for a website, but I think that it's going to be bigger than what I can afford to make. But I have this idea of something that I want to do for creators, right? So it's for creators in their communities, specifically built for communities. But I think it's going to be far bigger than what I can afford, because the scale at which it would have to be, you're talking about hopefully millions of people eventually coming on board. I mean, I told him that I'd be interested to work with him. So let's see. Been planning aside a few months ago. Yes, that's basically been sort of a moving thing within me. So you know what? I'm not gonna tell the whole world live on Twitch what my idea is for it. And if they want to do energy drinks, me and Coke is probably not gonna work together for long. I don't drink energy drinks. I have no interest in it. I drink Pepsi Max, and I sort of like Coke as a new caffeine-free version, which I actually also quite like. It's quite tasty. It's caffeine and sugar-free, so I'll drink that. But I'm not into energy drinks. So if they want to work with me with energy drinks, they're going to have to go find fucking someone else. Zucchini, thanks for the Prime sub. Really appreciate that. 10 months in a row. Can we get some love in chat? 10 months as part of the Degenerate Club. Really appreciate you. Marcintha, how you doing? Welcome back. Lassie's Babby, how you doing? Happy to have all of you here. All right, so the next sponsor is actually... this is Lenovo, right? So it's this. They want to work with me. It's Lenovo and their Legion, this stuff, right? So basically what they want me to do is they want me to join the Legion community, then make a post over on this sort of gaming community, have all of my viewers and stuff reply to the post, and then they do giveaways. So whenever I make that post, everyone that replies to the post is automatically entered into the giveaway, and you'll be able to get laptops and, you know, shit like that. The problem is that they want like a whole bunch of things from me, and this is where I hate working with these people, because they want to know how much I'm willing to charge for things, right? So they want to know, can you give me your rates for the following and let me know if the suggested dates are suitable. They want me to open a topic to drive registrations and answers, right? Then they want to share LC registration link and info about giveaway with a tweet. Mention the giveaway with a link in chat. That's with Twitch. And then they want a 1-minute integrated YouTube video with link in description. So they want a rate for all of this. I don't know what to charge. This is my problem. I don't know how much to charge for this shit. I could definitely not charge 5k. I don't think my community is anywhere near large enough for 5k. Consider the last sponsorship we did. We got less than $300 per video, right? And that was me talking them up to that amount. They wanted to give me even less, so I highly doubt I'd be able to get 5k. No, I'm not working with Manscaped. We couldn't agree on a whole bunch of things, so yeah, decided not to go with Manscaped. Trying to tell her. So I know what I would charge for the YouTube video. For YouTube, I charge. I know what I would charge for the YouTube video. I have no fucking idea what I would charge for any of the other things, because yeah, I've never done any of those other things. Let's think this through. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking now. I'm thinking we'll start high, and then we'll see if they're willing. If they're willing to, you know, work on other things, right? We'll see if they're willing to, like, pay that. Maybe they go, yeah, fuck, that was less than what we thought. So let's see. What would I charge for a tweet and a Twitch mention? You don't want, you don't get what you ask for? No, I'm probably never going to get what I'm asking for at this point, right? Because I am sort of overselling myself here a little bit. For the rest, all right, this is sort of my best estimation. We'll see if they go for it. Because you also don't want to go too high, right? If you go too fucking high, you almost invariably, they just realize you're charging way too much. So it's not even worth them arguing over it, because you're never going to go down to what they think you should be getting. People see your tweets, calculate your viewings. Oh, fuck my life. How many people see my tweets? Lunavira, how you doing? Let's go over to Twitter and see. How many people see my tweets? More people see it than people who actually fucking respond to it. Like, engagement is difficult to... Let's see. Yeah, this video wouldn't work because these impressions were 19,000 impressions on the latest tweet. I don't think that's my normal impressions. Let's look at what would a normal tweet impressions be. I'd say about 1,000 impressions on Twitter. Yeah, it's about 1,000. Engagement was 138. All right, so yeah, about 1,000 average for most things. For most tweets, at least. I am, in fact. What do you mean you are? What's wrong, Luna? Who pissed you off? $0.50 per engagement. Why is society pissing you off, Luna? What's society doing to you? Would 50 cents per engagement be... Maybe. I know YouTube is not worth as much as Twitch. Right? So that I know for a fact. YouTube is not worth as much as Twitch. Having 50,000 subscribers on YouTube is worth less than having 100 viewers on Twitch. So if you take our views earlier today, right? Earlier today, I think we were at like 140 or something viewers. I don't really check viewer numbers, but at some point I saw, I think 140 something. Like, that is worth almost double what 50,000 subscribers would be on Twitch, on YouTube. Avori, thank you for the 2 months up, 3 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Going to the gym, 7th period, even though today was the day I wasn't supposed to have it for 3rd. Just because 7th is my health class. But isn't going to the gym a good thing, Luna? You can get them squats, get them glutes in shape. Welcome back, Mr. Smokin, to the land of the living. Welcome back to the land of the living. Is your cold still not gone away, bro? That is not keeping active, Luna. You need to hit the gym. You need to hit the gym. I just got home from the gym. Right. I wonder if they still do it. Although they used to be, but now you have to pay. in order to actually get it done. But I wonder if they still do it. Don't tell me what I need to do, sir. What I need is a good nap. The one thing you don't need is a good fucking nap. How often do you fucking nap? You nap often. Have to cover the potential that their sponsorship will cost you returning subs? Really? I did not know they had to do that. Why the fuck? Huh. I'm pretty sure I used to be part of these guys. Yeah, that's fine. Let me see. Oh my god, I have to connect all of these things to know. I used to have a social book account. I know I used to have a social book account. Topic, did you talk to the lady? Tabby sick. She wasn't there. She wasn't working today. So, yeah. Couldn't. The lady that did work today, it was very unfriendly. Like, stupidly fucking unfriendly. Barkivus, thank you for the Prime stuff, dude. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the Degenerate Club. Happy to have you here. Very happy to have you here. I'm thinking about changing the name to Degenerate Club, but we need to find a better name for it. I feel like Fat Fuckers Club worked, but Degenerates just hits different. It's more out to what I would want. I can't. I have a sleep schedule going for school. You have a sleep schedule going for school, Jesus. Sup, brother? Been following your YouTube for months now. Listen to your videos daily. Been wanting to sub here for a while, but I don't use Twitch enough. I am happy to have you here, and I'm glad that you're enjoying the channel, bro. Really appreciate you being here. How do you have a sleep schedule for school? The last time I had a sleep schedule for school was when I was like in fucking kindergarten. The second you leave kindergarten, you no longer get a sleep schedule for school. So what even are you talking about? I've been taking single naps since I started school on the 8th. And that's a problem. You should not take more naps. More naps is not more better. It's almost as if you've forgotten who I am. Yes, but change is good, Luna. Change is good. What even is a sleep schedule? I have to say, I haven't had a proper sleep schedule in years. I basically go to sleep whenever the fuck it happens, you know? For some reason, this thing isn't connecting to everything. Why is it not connecting to everything? You see, so... Huh. Okay. It is connecting to YouTube. Sleepers. You degenerate fuck. I like it. I like it. How you doing, brother? No, shut up. Shut your ass up. Oh my god. Change can suck my dick. I'm tired of changes. Change is good. Embrace the change. Embrace it. I have an influencer score of 9 out of 100. Small change, brother. Small change. But according to Social Book, my The suggested price range is between $241 and $535. Or Apocalypse. So this is what they have to say. As you can see here. So according to Social Book, the price range that I'm sort of looking at is $241 to $535 US dollars, based on historical sort of performance of videos, right? So how my videos have performed historically. Which I think ain't half bad, right? Change is good, but it actually provides benefits to my life, not when it's making me do shit I don't want to do just because some old ass in a suit who's never taught in his life said so. Who's the ass in a suit? My entire audience gender is other. Something doesn't seem right here. All of you are other. I have no males or females in my audience whatsoever. Luna, you're still a guy, even though you look like a girl. You're still a guy. You would not count as other. And I'm not even lying. The first time I saw Luna, I think I called you Miss. Finding out the subscription section, and looks like I'm already subscribed until October 21, so I think I have it set to auto renew with Prime or something. JCX, I think you were given a sub. We've had a ton of people giving subs. Be that shitty person who claims to be female for the benefits when necessary. I know that's who you are. There we go, it's updated now. My community is 74% male and 25% female. Now, if we correct for the fact that there are no women on the internet, only men who pretend to be women, I have 100% male audience. What do you know? All right, boys, what do we want to do? Let's see here. This is actually so fucking interesting. So female, male, right? In the 13 to 17% range, I have 71% male and 29% female. I have from 18 to 24, it's 99% male. So this would basically be not really my dating range, since this is actually too young, but you know, let's say from dating age, right? Only men watch me. The downsides of being a fat fuck. Then from 25 to 34, which would actually be in my dating range. This is where I have like 23% females and 77% male. 35 to 45, 63, 37. Holy shit. I'm popular with the older ladies. And then you have 45 to 54, which is 79%, 21%, and then 55 to 64. It's actually pretty fucking equal. Bro, I tell you what, I should not be going for younger girls. I should be shooting up, bro. I should be going for the cougars. Fuck yeah. Let's do this. We can talk like this, by the way, because we have 100% male audience. So don't worry. No girls are going to hear this. No cougars, bro. Agreed. I mean, the 6%. What? This. The 18 to 24%. Bro, most engaged influencers. What do you mean most engaged? What does this mean? Top engaged users refer to MO active users who have engaged with this channel. Why do I engage with my own channel so fucking much? I don't understand. some bobcats in there too. What's a bobcat? A wildcat in the USA. They live outdoors. I'm pretty sure that's not what they fucking meant when they say bobcat. This channel doesn't have top game titles. What are you talking about? This channel doesn't have enough data. There's one game, World of Warcraft. That's literally the data. How can you say there's not enough data for one fucking game? Right. I don't know what half of this shit means, but okay. Gather old grandma's wearing white granny panties. Niara, how you doing? Well, what is this? This is the #1 creators, I suppose. For what? Is this for... Oh, this is audience overlap and shit. So, who do I have the biggest overlap in audience with? I have 9%, 7%, 7%, 7%, 6%, 6%, 5%, 5%, 4%. Whoa. Who do I have the lowest overlap with? Even the fucking quartering? Wow. I have a wide reach. Alright, so if I go all the way down, my lowest is... I don't know who this is. Hotted. Missile Dean. I don't know any... I know Hotted. I don't know any of these other people. Young, yeah. Nice. I like being... What does affinity fucking mean? Compared to the average audience member, how many times more likely is a creator A's audience to watch creator B? Example, if you see a score of 100x, you should read this as members of creators A audiences are 100% more likely to watch creator B than is the average person. Oh, right. So, Noble. Jesus. Noble is high. I don't know what bobcats are. Shay, how you doing? Welcome back. I don't know what bobcats are, so how can I know if I want to play with bobcats? I don't know who the fuck that is. Hey bro, how are you? I have something I found out. There is a private WoW server that is booming that you should check out. Tigot, I don't play private WoW servers because technically it is illegal. You're not allowed to do, so I don't really do anything with private servers. But what is the private server? Yeah, Noble has a shit ton of followers. I'm still sort of confused by the fact that I have viewers that's 13 to 17. By my estimation, no one that is below 18 should be watching my content. I would be a bad influence, I think, on kids younger than 18. Oh, I've seen Ascension. It's a pretty cool thing. From 18, yep. No, you're almost 18. When do you turn 18 again? It's like in a month or two, right? Bad influences, drugs. Look, if your kid is younger than 18, yeah, and watching me, your kid's gonna grow up to be a fucking degenerate. I'm just warning you now. And 100% your kid's gonna grow up to be a fucking degenerate. They're gonna turn out to be like me. Sit in their bedroom all day playing video games and talking crap about video game companies. Shit, if I have bad influence on you, I can only apologize. A new name for the club, the Degenerate Electorate. But can I say that? Welcome to the Degenerate that would be a difficult fucking word to say. Like, that's not a catchy... That's not quite catchy. Maybe I just go, sub, you fucking degenerate. Thanks for subbing. I like that. That's what I'm doing from now. Jet lag. Thank you, fucking degenerate. Thanks for subbing. Really appreciate that. I think that works. It welcomes them to the channel, says thank you for giving me your money, but at the same time, I'm letting them know this is what happens here. Welcome to the degeneration. But that could also be weird, right? If I say, hey, welcome to the degeneration, people could think, wait, did I just join some kind of dick cult? Is the next step showing pictures of my dick? That's not going to work. Let's not do that. Let's leave this immediately. Degeneration, too many dicks. You're honest, degenerate? Oh yeah. Degenerate dick cult. Welcome to the dick club. And then you see the small amount of females we only have in the community. We would have no more left. Gimme Gamer, thank you so much for resubbing. You degenerate fuck. How you doing, bro? Sounds better. Big dick. Yeah, then you're no longer talking about dicks, right? I can't say big dick club because that is Asmongold's thing. Woof, Luna. Bang, bang. What the fuck did I do to you? Why are you throwing shots around? Why are you throwing shots around? I did nothing to you. And yet, yeah, you are calling out, like, literally saying I can't use big dick because it would be a lie, effectively. I'd be lying if I called this the Big Dick Club. Big Club. I don't think that is as encouraging to women, right? The problem with the degenerates is it's already such a long word that adding more things to that word would just be impossible. It would not work. Okay, so now that I know that I can basically charge anywhere between this and that, what about IG? Let's see what the IG reports say. I thought I was. Oh my fuck. I thought I was. Was this not it? Am I not? I'm pretty sure I am. Oh, you gotta be fucking... What is this thing? What is this thing? This is Instagram. Instagram is linked. And it says, no, fuck you. Instagram's not linked. It's free real estate. Look, it is immoral to call a man's dick small. Gimmick Gamer, that can actually be, and pardon the pun, a pretty unique gimmick. Could actually be a pretty unique gimmick. Alright, so Social Book gives me absolutely fuck all information on what I need to know. This helps. The fact that I can't see anything about IG. Is it moral to call a woman's dick small? I guess it depends. I mean, I can't really make that decision for them, right? Who said you were morally stable? I thought you were. May have been wrong, of course. Picking a Tic Tac, ain't even gonna lie. I'm packing a Tic Tac. Ah, micro penis. It's a problem, innit? You can't really help that. But I just, Vorman, how do you come to my stream and not expect something to be absolutely disgusting? How does that even happen? When's the last time anyone has come to this stream and not immediately thought to themselves, wow, these people are fucking disgusting? It's what we do here. Some man could be broke beyond recognition. No, you misunderstood. I'm morally stable for everything but humans, specifically men. Yeah, I know. You hate men. How do you come? What are you listening to? Garuda, how you doing? It's not the size of the young knave's blade, but the lust of the thrust that legends are made. Yeah, that's a proper thing men with small dicks say. It's not the size of the wave, it's the motion of the ocean. That's a proper thing that a guy with micro penis would say. It's not the size of the tool, it's how I use it. Yeah, fuck off with your fucking small penis, bro. Or small dicks mentality. Natural Beef, thank you so much for resubbing. You degenerate fuck, how you doing, bro? I mean, Pete the Dinklage probably has a small dick, but it's proportionate. Do you think a dwarf has a small dick? Maybe there's dwarfs that like fucking have, you know, one of those massive cocks, right? We're all above 20 centimeters and more on this chat. Truth, Niara. Very true. I don't actually know. Interesting question for all the ladies in chat. Do girls actually really give a shit? Like, for men, it's obviously a huge thing, right? For men, it absolutely matters. Like, you don't want to be small. Almost every man wants to believe that they are above average, even though the fact that there is an average would suggest that most men would be average, right? But do women actually give a fuck about that shit? English is backing, not gonna lie, still proportionate, but bigger. He looks like the kind of guy that has, like, you know, he looks like the kind of guy, right? Acne has no issues, permanently rock hard. I really don't give a shit about the size, not gonna lie. It's interesting. I would love to know, because genuinely, girls, some insight, right? For guys, it can be a massive thing, right? For guys, it really can be a massive thing. Like, guys can take, like, you can absolutely shatter a man if you tell him that he's that his dick is small. Like, absolutely. If you, as a girl, like, here's the worst thing you could do to a guy, and I can just imagine this happening and think to myself, I would immediately leave. But if you pulled down your pants and your girlfriend started laughing, that would probably be it, right? That would be the end of that relationship almost immediately. Pleasure goes though. True. From a gay perspective, I just consider it decoration. We've been on. I much prefer cuddles. Yeah, true. But you're one of those, Luna, you're one of those weird gay men that don't actually want sex. So you don't count. Because most men want sex. Oh my god, yeah, okay. That is true. Luna has a point there. I think in terms of, like, worst thing, or the worst things you can do in a relationship would be, number one, when your boyfriend pulls down his pants, you start laughing. Number two would be going, oh my god, it's so cute. That would ruin the night. Like, that would ruin the night. That would be, yeah. Blue for some, yes. I would say for most people, sex is like the highest. It's intimacy, right? It's the highest form of intimacy. But I do know of, I've actually dated a girl before who did not really care for sex. Like, sex wasn't to them this incredible intimate moment, but rather more awkward, if you will. So you do get people who don't see sex as a very intimate thing. For them, it's sort of a weird thing. If he's doing acid out their ass crack, I do not agree with that. If she laughed for my junk, she will take them instantly. Imagine a baby has bigger dick than you. Let's not talk about babies. Let's not get the FBI involved here, Maldorf. What are you doing? Next minute I get an email, not from a sponsor, but from the FBI going, excuse me, were you recently talking in Twitch chat about babies? What the fuck is going on? the statement of most don't consider it connection. They consider it pastime. I don't agree with that. Like, I can ask in chat right now and we can see, right? I can ask in chat right now and we can see. How many people consider sex pastime and how many people consider sex actual intimacy? Okay, I think I've done this. Is that correct? Is that my actual mobile number? Is being a virgin makes so I can't put my opinion here? You can put your opinion there. Been so long for me, I forgot what sex is. Depends who it's with. Sex is a sleeping aid. Oh my god, apocalypse. And more both? If the well, BJ is better than sex. I don't agree with that, Jetlag. None of the above. Shit. For them, you done? Will this time will come? For a gamer, I just wait when they make sex robots. Would you actually get a sex robot if they made sex robots? Would you actually? I don't think I would. I don't think I would. Solana, how you doing? The thing for me with sex bots is you can never explain that away. Fuck yes, so you can turn off your GF after sex. You can never explain that away. So let's imagine, right, that you meet a girl, you know, you're going out to the club, you meet a girl, you bring her back to your house, she walks into your room, and what does she see? A fucking sex bot standing in the corner. There is no explanation that you can give to that girl that doesn't make that fucking weird. It's like a blow-up doll. You cannot explain that shit away. Once it's been seen, it can never be unseen. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Just for the fact that you don't want to start fucking having those kinds of discussions. This busted spacebar is driving me insane. When robots take over the world, kills man by cutting off dick circulation. That would be a horrible way to die. Naka, the point of sex bot is so you don't have to interact with girls again. You see, I don't think that would do it. Because I personally find the fun in a relationship to be the interaction. I don't think a sex bot would give you what you actually need from a relationship. And a sex bot someday. So your wife would actually agree to that. It's for training. Okay. Let's just make this very clear. You do not need to train at sex. It actually comes extremely naturally. Like, you just know. I don't know how you know. Might be gene memory or something, but you just know. The only thing that you actually train is how to understand whoever you're with's body better. Like, that can take some getting used to because everyone likes different things. But you absolutely, there's no such thing as I'm training to have sex. What are you talking about? Man has been having sex for thousands of years. He knows how, right? And she knows how. All you have to do is, well, basically the easiest thing with sex is you just have to follow her body. She'll tell you what you need to do. You know, the basics is just learning the interest and tricks and shit. True. Like, you just have to learn what she wants versus what you want and sort of find a way to meet in the middle. Like, you don't have to train for that shit. There's nothing to train. misunderstand. The robot is your GF and you can just turn her off. Niara, I understood what you said. I just don't think that would be the goal for an experience. Usually kind of awkward, but after that it gets better. Just make the best out of it, I suppose. This is one of the reasons I absolutely hate one-night stands, because the first time is always awkward. There's never a time where the first time is just sort of natural. It is always fucking awkward. So basically what you're doing, if you just have a string of one-night stands, you're just having a bunch of fucking awkward encounters with a bunch of awkward strangers. But making fun time for her, and I'm satisfied with it then. Never that works, I suppose. X-Snaps, are you gonna tell me that you've had sex on a one-night stand with someone that you didn't know at all, and it wasn't awkward? Yeah, Luna, you're talking as if you actually know this shit. It was all lust, baby. Not since college, but it is possible. Not if you're drunk. Good point. When I'm drunk, I literally, sex is the last thing on my mind when I'm drunk. Genuinely speaking, when I get sloshed, I could not even fucking begin to think about sex. I have passed up sex when I'm drunk. Like, I've had it where a girl is sort of very flirty. We spend the whole night flirting with each other, and then I get absolutely fucking mullered, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna hang out with my mates. We're just gonna keep getting drunk, bro. I don't even worry about sex when I'm drunk. I have the opposite of what people, you know, some people get horny when they drink. I literally just, I couldn't give two fucks. I am here to drink. Here's a question. Since we're talking about sex, have any of you ever fallen asleep whilst the other person was, you know, in the, let's call it pre-game? Have you ever fallen asleep during pre-game? Because I feel like that's a conversation that you can never come back from. Like, when that happens, the relationship is over. I don't know how you come back from that. I think I had this, but only because we both were a little bit too much drunk. Here's the thing, to keep my eyes pulled open, like in that Mel Gibson movie. I've totally conked out while my ex was slobbing. Oh my Jesus. Conspiracy theory? Not one I've received, but I've dozed off while giving. Really? I don't know how that would work, but okay. I feel like that would be that would be sort of like, I think that's the end of your relationship. Maybe you've been in a relationship too long. Anyways, let me finish this fucking email. I keep getting distracted and I need to finish this email. I have emails, people. I have emails to respond to. This is why we're doing the stream. So I've done the charging for the YouTube video, and I've done a charge for the rest. I don't think it's too bad. So what did you do, Niara? No, this is not a, this is nothing like that. This is nothing like that. All right, let's see. Next, we probably have to respond to this one. It's from ZTE, a Chinese manufacturer of telecommunications equipment and cell phones. We want to order an advertisement for our phone, ZTE Blade. This is not the phone I use, so how the fuck would I... How? I don't use this phone. And I don't think I would ever use a Chinese phone. I mean, it's not a bad looking phone, quite frankly. It's tasteful, but it's a joke. That's his baby. I liked it. The drunk, I kissed her with smell and cold tomato and wine. I puked on her. Jesus. BJ is boring and makes jaw sore. Epic. Took a nap before he did. Finishing anyways. Moving on. I agree with that one, Luna. So this is the phone. The ZTE Blade V 2021 5G with triple rear cameras, Dimensity 720, SoC, launch, price specifications. I don't think I can do this. Because first of all, I don't use this phone. And secondly, I don't trust anything that comes from China. Like, I don't trust this phone. There's a good chance that you use this fucking phone, right? You use this fucking phone, and the Chinese government suddenly makes you a Chinese citizen, and now you have to obey their fucking rules. Like, as soon as you buy this phone, you become a Chinese citizen. Congratulations. You now have to move to China and go live under communism or some shit. Don't get me wrong, I would like to go to China, but I wouldn't want to be there forever. Come on, you fucking asshole. Welcome with me. Yeah, this is gonna be a hard no. This one will be a hard no for me. It started off nicely. Oh my god, can I type? Okay, there we go. I think that works, right? We can move the fuck on with that one. So, we're not getting the sponsorship from the mobile company. I type with 2 fingers, Luna. All of that typing is literally with 2 fingers. I can't do full hand typing. Remember, I grew up not with keyboards. I grew up at a time where we wrote shit down. All of our projects in school, right up until the end of my school year, all had to be handwritten. You couldn't type shit out. You couldn't do stuff on the computer. You had to write it out. I never learned how to type. I never cared how to type. So I type with these 2 fingers. That's it. I can't do that. I've just never learned. And I know I can learn, but I don't have to. Because I don't type that often. Like, what do I really have to fucking type? Noise, I'm 36. My dad types like that, Mr. Smokin. I don't see my dad on a computer often, right? Almost never. He doesn't even own a computer. But I once saw my dad typing, and it's literally like this. It's literally... like I don't have to look for the keys, right? I know where every key is on the keyboard, so I don't have to look down at my keyboard to see what I'm typing. I can't type with all of my fingers. Not all of them are smart enough to do it. My mom was in school when computers were beginning and was finding easier ways to do coding than how they taught it. She types almost as fast as I do. Yeah, I don't. You're so old, I'm just a year younger. I type with all my fingers with my acrylic nails. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. That would just not work. All right, let's see. What's this one? Your YouTube channel is perfect to promote our new game, and so we would like to work with you. What do you think about this offer? We are Sabotage Game. Oh, I actually wanted to work with these guys. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I actually did want to work with these guys. So these guys are doing this game. Let me show you guys. Which actually looks pretty cool. It actually does look pretty cool. Sort of old school. Sort of old school. I'll show you. So it's like one of those, if it ever fucking loads. Can you load? Let's do something. So this is the game, right? And it's sort of old school, I realize, don't get me wrong. But it's one of those classic RPGs that sort of very free choices really matter sort of game. Oh, Living Shit Show. Luna is one of those young people that whenever you see them, they're looking at their phone. It's one of those young people that were born with a mobile phone in their hands. So that's probably why they can type with nails and shit. And Luna does have some fucking claws. Luna, don't deny it. Don't fucking deny it. All young people live in technology. You've probably never even seen the outside. Like, whenever you're outside, you're just on your phone. If someone showed you a tree, you'd be like, what's this? What's this graphics? No, I'm actually lying. Luna is like fucking proper nature freak. So yeah, I'd like to work with these guys. I think so. I'd like to work with these guys. I learned how to practice cursive with cursive sheets. That's my age. What's cursive? Shots are being fired off. Luna, you don't actually hate me. Let's be real. This younger generation is the worst. Always has been. The funny thing is, though, every generation always says that the younger generation is fucked, right? And there's going to be a point where the younger generation is going to look at the younger... when they get older, they're going to look at the younger generation and go, oh my God. The younger generation is just destroying the world. Now I feel you're so rude. Sea of Stars is off in this game? Oh, that would be cool. Young generation. Instructions unclear. No stats range found in this game called Real Life Sucks. I must admit, though, I have two cousins that's both sort of maybe a little bit older than Luna. So one is 18, 19, and the other one is 21. No, 20. And they don't even see you. They don't even see you. You'll be in a conversation with them, and this is them. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. You literally have to go, bro, put down your fucking phone so I can talk to you. And he's like, no, I'm listening. Don't worry, I'm listening. You're like, you're not fucking listening. There's no way you're typing and listening. Like, no, I can hear everything you have to say. everything. Yeah, well, fuck you then. No cursive? What is cursive? It's funny because I can do that. I'm listening to them and looking at them, but still typing out whatever messages I need to on my phone without having to look. I mean, I was like that when I was younger, right? When I got my first mobile phone, I got so good. I can still do it, by the way. But even on my phone, I type with one hand. I can't do the two-hand typing thing. I just type with one hand. But I can literally, like, be on my phone if I have to take something. I won't look at my phone. I'll just type out the text. And still look at them. I hate writing in cursive. I use it to sign my name, and that is it. I still don't know what the fuck cursive is. Fuck you, but still get complimented. Oh. Maybe Luna showed me what cursive is. Hold up. This is not a language. I remember this. Never mind, I fucking remember this. This is where you write as sort of, like, in Afrikaans it's called vasskryf. I remember now. I didn't know that it was called cursive, just FYI, because I'm Afrikaans and we didn't call it cursive. But I can still somewhat write like that, but let me show you if I'm like to write my name, how I write my name. Give me a moment. I'll write it large. I have a very... I'll write it nice, and then I'll show you how I write it when I'm just writing it normal, like going into the gym. Well, I'll try and write it as nice as possible. So, this is how I write it when I'm going to the gym, right? So, when I'm in the gym, and I'm trying to write it as nice as possible, this is how I write my name. If it can fucking focus, hold up. If I want this thing to focus, I have to take off the focus. Here we go. All right. That's what I'm sort of trying to write it nicely. Yeah? So that's how I would write that. Then, if I'm like trying to write it nicely, it's... Let me not fuck this up. So that's how I would write it if I'm trying to write it so that people can actually read what the fuck I have to say. Right? But now, this is how I usually write. This is how I usually write. That's my name. That's my name. This is my... I think my signature is my favorite part of my entire life. My signature is this. And I've genuinely had people looking at me going, that's not a signature. I'm like, yes, it is. That's a signature. That's my fucking signature. It always looks like that. There's an S, there's a T, there's a P, and then Pistorius. I can fucking see that I've written that. Yeah, I don't write. Just FYI. It's been an incredibly long time since I've actually had to write fucking anything. My signature, you ain't reading what it says. You're gonna play Valorant, Luna. Wait, aren't you at school? How the fuck can you play Valorant? Oh my god, I'm getting so much done during this stream. Fuck no, I've been home for like half an hour prior to stream. What time is it where you are? Luna, I don't actually even know what state you're in now. I know you were in Florida. My mom had like a fucking weird handwriting, bro. My mom had a very, very weird handwriting. Like proper, beautiful. Like the school used to ask her to write sort of invitations and shit. I don't have a nice handwriting, obviously. Alright, so what's the other? Then we have another one here from a company called Arcade Inc. Who the fuck is Arcade? Do any of you know who Arcade is? It says the Arcade brand has its own sizes. In the article, Arcade's women clothing and underwear sizes. It is also useful for the to the articles under the American clothing and shoe sizes. Yeah, it's like calligraphy, but I think she had her own style of calligraphy almost. Like she had a very unique writing style. Let's say that. And she did like a whole bunch of shit to write stuff. Like writing wasn't just a case of let's write something. No. Like she would take a ruler and then make a very faint line with a pencil so that she writes perfectly straight. Then she would write, right? And then she would erase afterwards the pencil. Well, peeps, have a great jet lag. Thank you so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Take care of yourself, man. I think the main difference is the tool used, to be honest. Arcade. But why would they want to sponsor me if they have women's clothing? Do they think I'm a girl? This makes no sense. Also, they have sports clothing. Good for sports, yoga, jogging, dancing, gymnastics, tennis, and golf cycling. What about my image? Says, you know what? We have sports clothing. Let's go for this guy. He's gonna be the one to market our fucking sports clothing for us. Oh, can you imagine me in a pair of yoga pants? Nice, tight-fitting fucking yoga pants at the gym. Everyone would throw the fuck up. 21, you can wear yoga pants? I would never. I would never. I judge the guys at the gym that wear fucking tight-fitting pants. Because there are guys at the gym that fucking wear these pants that... In Afrikaans, we call it voelverklikkers. Right? Which I guess in English would be translated to... What's a verklikker in English? Fuck, I don't even know what that would be. Verklikker in English. No, that's not what it is. It's not clicker. A verklikker is like someone who, if you have someone that spills secrets, what would that be called? So you have a friend, you tell them a secret, and then they tell the secret to everyone. What would that be called in English? Yeah, so it would basically, a gossiper would be directly translated, voelverklikker in South Africa, in Afrikaans, directly translated would be called a dick gossiper, I suppose, right? Yeah, because basically what it literally means what it says. You're wearing pants that just basically show off your cock. And there's guys like that at the gym. And I always think to myself, you cannot tell me that your pants is so necessary for going to the gym. I have a pair of joggers, like sweatpants, that is very comfortable to go to the gym to. The Dick Vision pants. Kajim! Thank you so much for rejoining the Fat Fuckers Club, you degenerate. How you doing, brother? 3 months, yeah. Is the Dick Vision pants? I hate when people do that. But I don't know. Let's see this Arcade brand. Arcade clothing. Who is this? Arcade shop for women, men, children, homeware. Is this it? I suppose this is Arcade. They seem to have shops all over the world. It's not a small place. But why would they work with me? They seem to not have America on here, which is rather interesting. Why do you not have America on here? Imagine having an international shop and you don't have America as the fucking place that... How can you not have America as one of the places that you ship to? Outside of China, it's one of the largest markets in the world. And you go, you know what? We want to set up an international brand. We're not shipping to America. Fuck the 360 million people. Close, Apocalypse. No answer. If you had to rethink that, I did, actually. Kajim, how you doing, by the way? They have Austria, Croatia, Denmark, France, Hungary, Latvia, Netherlands, Portugal, Slovakia, Sweden, Switzerland, Slovenia, Romania, Norway, Lithuania, Ireland, Germany, Estonia, Cyprus, Belgium, Bulgaria, Czech Republic, Finland, Greece, Italy, Luxembourg, Poland, Russia, Spain, United Kingdom. But they don't have America. Oh, no. Fuck America, I suppose. Unless this isn't Arcade. Unless this is a different Arcade. Doing great yourself. Kajim, I have nothing to complain about. Should not be wearing tights. Know your limits. I mean, according to their email, they're American. Arcade with 200 outlets, 20 to 30 new stores per year in the US and international markets. By 2023, the chain will reach approximately 300 stores. The Arcade brand has its own sizes. Our company is interested in joint brand promotion. What fee do you usually charge for promotion to pre-roll? We're interested to cooperate with you. I don't trust this one, so I'm not even going to reply. And then we have ExpressVPN that wants to work with me. But, yeah. All right, I'm turning down ExpressVPN. All good, brother. All right, what's everyone up to? outside of the fact that you're all watching me reply to sponsorships. Pretending to work. But not USA? True. Working? As an American, I can honestly say 75% of people that wear yoga pants should not wear them for any reason ever. Enjoying my day off, currently playing WoW and eating canned peaches. I don't know if I would ever be found, like, I've never actually found myself in a position where I look at canned peaches and think to myself, this is what I need to eat. Shalane drinking Pepsi. Good on you, bro. Yeah, I had to turn down. Well, I didn't turn down ExpressVPN. I basically just told them, look, because the sponsorship that ExpressVPN wanted to do with me is one of they basically want to pay me for every single person that signs up, right? Like every single person that signs up is I get paid for, and I just said no. I have played Elder Scrolls Online, pretty fucking good game. What? Canned peaches, living shit show. I don't really eat fruit, so who the hell is this? It seems to have this is spam. I'm not a fruit eater. I don't like fruit. But anyways, I've responded to all of the sponsorship opportunities that we have. I'm happy. Thank you all for hanging out. Or at least, we're not done hanging out. We're just done replying to emails. Yeah. I don't need to reply to any more emails. Wait, you can have pizza and fruit, like pineapple? But I can't eat it as it interferes with my meds? You like grapefruit. No one in their right mind likes grapefruit. Troll Booth, how you doing, bro? Always on the Pepsi Max kick, bro. I don't think I could ever stop drinking Pepsi Max. I've toned it down, though. I don't drink as much Pepsi Max as I used to, but I would probably always eat Pepsi Max. Grapefruit is fucking disgusting. It is so fucking bitter. Italy is wrong. Italians do not know how to make good pizza. I said it. And I do not fucking apologize. Italians do not know how to make good pizza. The fact that Italians will not put pineapple on their pizza proves that they don't know what the fuck's going on. Because if you don't put pineapple on your pizza, you're a fucking psychopath. Pineapple pizza is the fucking bomb. It's beyond degeneracy? No, it's not. Pineapple on pizza is fucking glorious, bro. I love a good pineapple pizza. Pineapple, pepperoni, and mushroom. Beautiful pizza. I had that a month ago. I couldn't help myself. I had to have a cheat day because I walked past a new pizza place here. Like proper oven baked pizza. I couldn't help myself. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I have to have a pizza. Leave off the mushroom, and you got a good pizza there, Akko. You don't like mushroom? Why can't you eat pineapple pizza? Mushroom, large open cap mushroom, covered with grated cheddar and put under the grill. Gorgeous. Mushrooms are amazing. Oh my god, allergic to mushrooms. I didn't even know you could be allergic to mushrooms. I love a good crusty crab pizza. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I mean, shit show. That makes sense. No, I like myself a good pineapple. Pineapple just like that is just as good, though. I love the sourness. There's like a little bit of a sourness with pineapple. I love the sourness and the sweetness of pineapple. Although I must say the best pizza I ever had is, it's like a pepperoni, but it's got it's with jalapeno, right? So it's pepperoni, jalapeno, and mushroom, I think. That shit is next fucking level. Then what's your first choice, Nate? What in your mind is the perfect pizza? If it's not your first choice, then what is your first choice? Because I know for a fact that I almost always take pineapple on my pizza. It's very rare that I won't have pineapple on my pizza. I like the break of the saltiness with a sweet little bit of pineapple. Like, I love that. The only time that I won't have pineapple on pizza is when I'm having an olive pizza, right? So pepperoni, olives, maybe some bacon. Like, then I won't have pineapple, because pineapple and olive, the two taste together is just fucking rank. Salami pizza is very nice. Perfect pizza is pepperoni, green peppers, and onion. Pepperoni, mushroom, ricotta. Bacon, ham, black olives, fully piggy. Meat lovers pizza. You see, I don't like pizza with too many types of meat on it. I hate the taste of it. If you have the problem that I have with like too much or too much variety of meat is that it all sort of starts tasting the exact same. So there's eventually no difference. Like, you don't know, am I taking a bite of ham or a bite of salami or pepperoni? It all just sort of tastes the exact fucking same, and I hate that. Oh, but jalapenos on pizza is good. I do agree with that. Pepperoni, minced beef, and mushrooms. See, minced beef has never been a favorite of mine. Not on pizza. Not minced beef, no. It's too random. Pikarku, how you doing? Welcome back. Welcome to the stream again. Happy to have you. Best pepperoni I have ever had was shredded pepperoni. This local mom and pop pizza place here in my town takes a baked pepperoni sausage and spreads it over your pizza with a cheese grater. Oh. Fine as fuck now. Prepared for the degen ramble. We're over the degenerate stuff now. I think we should become like a proper church stream. What do you guys say? Yes, we have biltong pizza here, CDJ. I make my own. So I love making my own pizza from everything, right? So from scratch. I love making my own dough. Actually, I think that's the best part of making a pizza is making your own dough. And I also don't use I don't like using equipment for it. Like just your hands, just getting in there, making the dough. So much fun. Yes, a hell of a lot of fucking work, but so much fun. And then I'll usually have like biltong and cheese. Oh my god, so good, bro. So fucking good. Brother Akko, amen. Amen to you, brother. I'm so blessed to have all of you in my life. Welcome to the Church of Degeneracy. That fucking word. If I could only say that word correctly, I wouldn't I could use that word in so many more things. Okay, he makes his own biltong. He's from Zimbabwe. If you can make your own biltong, that's all you need in life. I've never had ramen. Living shit show. I've never had ramen, so I don't know. No, I've never had elk, but I have had venison. So we don't have elk in South Africa, but we have something that is family of the elk, right? Which is called an eland. Now, I'm not sure what an eland is called in English. Eland in English. What's an eland? Apparently, it's called an African antelope, right? So it's this thing. It's like, it's the largest living deer, at least in South Africa or in Africa. This thing is huge. Like, you get some of them that go close to, I think, almost a ton. They taste almost beef. Like, they literally almost taste like beef. I've had shark too, living shit show, but years ago. I've had shark. Like, their taste is very similar to beef, just leaner. But these things are also very expensive to hunt. Like, shooting one of these will probably be... Last time we went hunting, these were like, I think about $2,000. Yeah, about $2,000, I think. That's if you hunt the male. The females are a little bit cheaper, so you'll probably pay for a female like anywhere from $1,300 to $1,500. Although you're not allowed to shoot them in summer. You can only shoot them in the winter time. The males you can shoot year round on certain farms. But they're very expensive. They're proper fucking expensive. Rabbit isn't worth the effort to hunt. Not enough meat on them. You don't hunt rabbits for meat. At least we didn't. When I was younger and I still went hunting, we would only go, we would only hunt rabbits in the evening, right? So at night, you would go out with a spotlight and then you would look for rabbits and you shine the spotlight in their eyes so they stop because they're just sort of staring into the light. And then you would, in an evening, you would shoot 20, 25, 30 because most of the farmers have problems with rabbits. The rabbits fuck up everything. So that's for free. You can basically shoot as many rabbits as you can. Let them kill themselves trying to get through your razor wire and boom, rabbits to you. That just seems a little bit evil. 2K isn't that expensive per kg if you have place to store all that meat? True. I wouldn't eat rabbit. It looks disgusting. It looks disgusting to me. Caracolon to do skill check. Oh, that was for D&D, Pikarku. That was for D&D. It's no longer really in session. I should change that. Hold up. I should change that. Because I keep forgetting. We need to do new channel rewards, but I don't know what channel rewards we would do. Apocalypse, I'll probably do I'll probably do another, shall we say, like another D&D when the stream of sort of like when we have more people in the stream, because I feel like D&D is another one of those where it's one of the reasons I don't do video like gaming streams. When you have a smaller audience during a gaming stream, you need people to basically keep themselves busy by talking to each other, or people to just start spamming shit because, you know, you're busy playing a video game. But during the D&D streams, we would often have like 50 people watching and no one speaking. Like the chat is just dead, which, yeah, when you have new people coming in, they're basically sitting there looking at that going, you know, they come into the stream and they just go, wait, what is this? But I think if we do D&D again, I would want to have a proper D&D where everyone is on cam and you can see everyone on cam. And also, myself and Apocalypse would have to work it out so that it's more viewer interactive, so that the stream actually gets involved in it. For everyone, I asked because there is a flooding in my area, so I can't tell. Wait, how's everyone's Twitch experience? It's alright, we could actually do that now with the evening streams. They have like a D&D was degenerate but pretty entertaining. Yeah, but you see, this is again when you have like the OTK stuff. Each one of those streamers have thousands of viewers, right? So, I'm gonna try and explain it to you. So let's take when I play Final Fantasy, yeah? I will stream Final Fantasy because I really enjoy the game. But I can tell that it's not as enjoyable for my chat because let's say I have 70 people watching the Final Fantasy stream, yeah? Out of those 70 people, most people are just sort of watching, right? Just sort of hanging out. And I'm literally not putting pressure on anyone to talk during Final Fantasy streams. I'm trying to make a point, and it's something that you can't really, like, you can't help. It's just gonna happen. Most people aren't really doing anything. They're just sitting there watching, yeah? But let's say you go to 1,000 viewers. Now, out of the 1,000 viewers, there's like 50 or 60 people who's busy having conversations with each other over the gameplay that they're seeing. And then more people are joining in because people are seeing the conversations that's happening between people and also with the streamer responding. And that goes up. Obviously, when you get 10,000 viewers, that goes up even more because people are now actively engaging in typing and conversations with each other and doing all sorts of shit with one another. But I feel like when you have a smaller audience, like anywhere lower than 1,000, playing games is a pretty risky thing. It's not that you can't do it. There's plenty of streamers that make it work with gaming, like playing video games. But it is something that your audience wants you to interact with them, but you're busy playing a video game, right? You know, it's just how it is. Pigarku, I think there's a lot of people that like smaller audience streamers more. And one of the reasons people love smaller audience streamers more is because of this. You get to write something in chat and I get to respond to the thing that you're writing in chat, where once a streamer goes over a certain size, there's really very few ways for them to actually respond to the audience in really any way, shape, and form, right? They're just not going to be able to respond. Like, I can imagine if this stream ever reaches 20,000 viewers, there's no way that I can follow chat. I can read some messages in chat, but I'll never be able to respond to every single fucking chat message, yeah? So at that point, your focus sort of shifts, right? At that point, you become entertainment, and your audience becomes their own form of entertainment. So both sides are sort of playing off of one another. But yes, there is a portion of that interaction that goes missing. I watch Twitch to escape the horrors of reality. Super Snoot, how you doing, brother? Viewers, and I will still be here, not writing, just listening. Bikirko, I appreciate that. And I would even then try to be as interactive as humanly possible, right? Big streamers chat go at 100 miles per hour, and it's ridiculous. But I mean, there's a fun part of that, yeah? When you see a big streamer do something crazy on stream, and you see his chat just fucking light up, right? Just everyone goes apeshit over the thing that he just did. There's an immediate sort of rush of adrenaline from everyone. As you can see, everyone has the exact same moment. So it's a different type of interaction. But I feel like that type of interaction doesn't really translate when you have fewer than, I would say, 1,000 viewers. Because if I'm playing Final Fantasy and something funny happens, there might be, like last night, we had an incredibly funny moment that happened during stream. And you had like 4 or 5 people reacting, going, oh my god, that was funny as fuck. But I mean, that's not really, like, you know, it doesn't move the needle in terms of everyone fucking joining in. I follow Warchief Peeps on YouTube, and you. McGreevy, Abaddon of Warcraft, Mousy on Twitch. From the big ones, I follow basically Paramonster because he does things I like, such as lore dive during the game. Random, I can see that. 5k viewers, I don't know where from. I used to watch him when he had 100 max. I mean, Pyromonster's just... Pyromonster basically, the first day he streamed Final Fantasy, his stream just exploded to 900 viewers. And it's just one of those things, right? It's just one of those things. Twitch is very much a luck game. Like, a lot of Twitch is just a game of luck. You're live one day, and suddenly everything just goes your way. Like, suddenly you're like 10% of your follower base comes to watch you. Because we have, how many followers do we have? We have 8,509 followers. But in a given chat, we will have anywhere from 70 to 150 to sometimes 200 viewers. That's somewhere near how many followers we have, right? But it just so happens that on one specific day, your whole audience decides, or 10% of your audience decides, we want to watch now. And suddenly everyone sees you and boom, your stream explodes. Yeah? This is why being live more is always more better. You want to try and be live as often as possible in the hopes of increasing your chances of that finally happening. It doesn't always happen. But yeah. So Pyromonster was just in the right place at the right time. Because of Final Fantasy? Yeah. I mean, but then you look at my Final Fantasy streams. The first time I streamed Final Fantasy, we had 120 people watching. That was it, right? And did I do anything different? No. I did the exact same thing as everyone else. It just so happens that You know, it didn't work out. And no, Pyromancer won't be back. But in case of Pyromancer, the LSF reaction clip and emotional explosion on stream about WoW helped him to get those viewers on Final Fantasy. Porky Flavor, how you doing, bro? Thank you for the first time chat. Yes and no. I mean, his stream was already huge when he had that explosion. I mean, most people don't know this, but he had, at the time of the explosion, he had 1,500 people in his chat. So it was already very big, right? So yes, the explosion helped him go from 1,500 to about 2,500. So he gained about 1,000 viewers on Twitch because of that. But that wasn't the thing that actually allowed his stream to explode. But then, of course, Pyromancer have had help in the past, right? And I don't mean help as in a bad thing, but he's been hosted by Asmongold before. You know, he's been on Asmongold's stream before. So there's been times where Pyromancer have been exposed to a larger audience, and it just so happens that this time a lot of his audience decided, let's do this. Pyro's rage and Asmongold reacted to it, increasing coverage more. True. Pikurku, check out Artisan Bolts. It's literally one of the sponsors of the channel. Check them out. They don't do laptops, but they do custom gaming PCs. And if you do support them, you can get up to $200 off on your purchase. They build your PC live on stream, so you can watch them on Twitch as they build your PC for you. You get all of the original boxes delivered to you when you get your PC. And they do some pretty good fucking builds, and they do really top-notch work. So I would definitely say check them out. If you haven't already, just click the panel down below. Don't even have a table. Shit. That's not going to work. But wait, how do you play on your laptop then? Please don't tell me you put your laptop on like on the couch or on the carpet or on the bed, because that would destroy a laptop. Or at least if you're doing that, tell me you have a laptop stand. Okay, Pukarku, if you don't have a laptop stand, please get yourself a laptop stand. Please get yourself a laptop stand, because there is nothing worse for a laptop than being on fabric. Your laptop has to breathe, and if you're putting it down on a bed, there's literally no air coming into that laptop, and it will just completely over fucking heat. I had an ex-girlfriend who just one day we're busy talking on Discord. Not Discord, we were on Faint back then. No, we were on Skype actually back then. And suddenly she's just going, what the fuck's wrong with my laptop? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, it's ungodly hot and it's sort of fucking out. I'm like, what? Where's your laptop? He's like, it's on my bed. I'm like, yeah, that's why. Maybe let the fucking thing breathe a little. MacBook Air, and I can fry eggs on it, even with laptop stand. Yeah, the MacBook Airs get really hot anyways. So old that it has sockets in the legs for CD cases. Jesus. See, Jesus. Laptops love dust. I wouldn't, like, there's a new laptop that's just come out. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Linus Tech Tips did a video on these laptops. Yeah, the ones that can be bold, like you can, everything about that laptop is modifiable. Like every single thing about that laptop is modifiable. Ooh. Why, I've just found a new video to react to. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just found a new video to fucking react to. Why players quit MMOs. Shall we? We shall.
Think of the last game you quit playing. Maybe life got hectic and you simply didn't have enough time to keep playing. Maybe you played for a few hours and slowly decided, nope, this isn't for me. Or maybe there was a moment you suddenly and instantly decided, no, I'm not playing this anymore.
I would say, for me, it's usually instant. It's very rare that I will quit a game over the course of time. Like, there's usually a singular moment where I go, no, I'm done. Like, one thing will happen that will just make me go, yeah, fuck this game. I'm over it. I decide very quickly whether I like something or not.
A games designer, identifying the quit moment means understanding why players stop playing your game. And it is probably the most important aspect of player-based growth and player retention. So let's examine some...
Get gloomy, you degenerate fuck. Thank you so much for the what's up, dude. Really appreciate that. 12 months in a row. Love you, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Popular quit moments, and then discuss what you, as a designer, could do about it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Josh Drive-Hayes. Your time is valuable, it's finite, and game designers fight to get even a small amount of it. An hour, a day. In the case of
I just picked up something that has nothing to do with the video or the content of the video, but it is sort of annoying. When he does the sort of scripted part of his videos, it's as if he speaks into a different mic. And then when he sits there, he uses a different type of mic. Like, listen to this. Listen to the difference.
Aspect of player-based growth and player retention. So let's examine some popular quit moments and then discuss what you, as a designer, could do about it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Josh Drive-Hayes. Your time is valuable, it's finite, and game designers fight to get even a small amount of it. An hour, a day. In the case of MMORPGs, games designed to be played for weeks, months and years, games designers need to give you things to do, reasons to stay. But there is an equal and opposite side of game design, and that is the quit moment. The moment a player decides they no longer want to play your game, and understanding it is probably one of the most important parts of game design. So let's have a look at what you need to consider could be quit.
Get gloomy, to answer your question, I will not be playing Diablo 2. We might give it a go. Actually, I don't think I will. I played Diablo 2 when it was coming out, right? Like when it was out, like when it was current. So I don't think I'll go back and play it. But maybe we'll give it a go. Who knows? I might get in the mood for it. Right now, I'm not really in the mood for something like Diablo. But I could be. You never know. I might wake up on Friday and go, I need some Diablo in my life. It could happen, because Diablo 2, in my opinion, was the last good Diablo. I thought Diablo 3 was an absolute fucking joke, especially for an ARPG. I thought it was an absolute joke. I thought Diablo 2 was just miles and miles better. So yeah, I think I could. My guild all quit for Final Fantasy. Get gloomy, get on Final Fantasy. We're busy leveling up there. We'll probably start a free company soon on Final Fantasy myself. We want to see here. I don't like that he's always holding a mug and there isn't anything in it. Sometimes there is something in it, Enoch. Like, he has had times in videos where he'll go, and yes, there is tea in this, and then he shows off the tea, right? Ferorius, how you doing, bro?
Moments, if you want to make a game. Before we dive into this phenomenon, consider dropping a like on the video or subscribing to the channel for more gaming stuff. Ring the bell for all the future notifications, and, as usual, a massive thank you to all the supporters on Patreon and Twitch who keep the channel going. More on this at the end. For now, let's begin. For your game to succeed, especially an MMORPG, you need to find and then keep players. And every step of the journey in buying a game, from hearing about it for the first time to visiting the shop or the website, paying, installing, downloading, launching, creating an account, or logging in, is a hurdle you as a games designer need to think about. Because players now have such an overwhelming choice of games, anything less than a super smooth journey is going to lose you players.
It's one of the reasons people love Steam so much, because with Steam, you have Steam installed, you click the game, you buy it, and bam, it's installing, you start playing. It's why games on Steam do so fucking well, because I don't have to go and look for a website and then try and find out how to install the game. It's right there. It's just easier for most players. Now, I will say, just as a sort of reiteration, because we have to reiterate on this, when he just said there, with so many games to choose from and players sort of starting out, I can't help but again go back to World of Warcraft and their new player experience. And just think to myself that how many new players actually play WoW these days? Like, how many times do you meet someone who literally just started World of Warcraft and is at max level now? Because I actually think that that's one of my biggest fears for World of Warcraft, that it is running out of players because it is incapable of grabbing new players.
For every single road bump in the entire process, for every second of delay or moment of annoyance, you will lose players. Every minor difficulty is a potential quit moment, and then later gameplay aspects are potential quit moments also. So let's look at the journey of a player and identify the major quit moments. Now, many of you might hear the quit moments I describe and instantly want to argue back, saying, oh, you wouldn't quit, or oh, you could just do X, Y, or Z instead. You could fix the problem. Or how players who quit there are wimps or crybabies. And look, it's not about how well you can handle something. This is a discussion about general player retention. While we analyse these moments, we're leaving our own personal emotions out of it and identifying the problem areas for retention within design.
I want to see this article. Where the fuck do I get this article? It seems like he's going through an article here. You were targeting a saturated fringe of the market.
A few days ago, I was trying to download Lord of the Rings Online for an episode of Worst MMO Ever.
Oh my god, is that DirectX? When is the last time you saw that installer whilst installing a fucking game? Holy shit, blast from the fucking past. You know how many years ago I've had to install that shit on my PC? I can't even remember when's the last time I had to see this installer. There's someone that started the WoW free trial and he liked the game, but he doesn't want to pay $15 for the game each month.
I downloaded the game from Steam, launched it, and it auto-minimized itself. It did not work first try. Now, I have a lot of patience, and I'm going to try and fix it, but this, right here, is a quit moment. If your game doesn't launch instantly and smoothly, there's a lot of players who will simply delete and move on. Now personally, I re-downloaded from the main website. I did some troubleshooting, I read some forums, reinstalled some Windows framework.
I'm one of those weird people. I know that there's a lot of people that see one thing happening and they're instantly like, nope, that's me. But I'm one of those weird people. If I really want to play a game and it's crashing and bugging on me, I will go to every single forum known to man, Reddit, and I'll find out why my game isn't launching. And I will go and I will fix the fucking launch so that it works. I'm one of those weird people that, because I know when I want to play a game, I want to play a game, right? And then I will go to every length to actually make that game playable.
Works. Even downloaded and ran DirectX drivers from June 2010 because the game doesn't work with DirectX 12. I ran every executable in these files in various compatibility modes. I spent 5 hours trying to make this work and it didn't. And that was my quit moment. Gaben, the guy behind Steam, once said that piracy is not necessarily an issue of price. It's an issue of accessibility and availability. People want to take the path of least resistance to play a game. If they could download a game for free, but they have to go through a complex series of downloading hacks and patches and port forwarding and changing it around, or they could just pay £5 to get the game to work immediately, most people are actually going to pay the £5.
I watched, I can't remember where, but I didn't watch, I read an article by a game developer who went through an entire investigative process with an investigative journalist where they looked at how much does piracy cost the gaming industry in general, and their basic outcome was $0. game piracy actually costs the gaming industry almost no money. You want to know why? Because the vast majority of people who actually pirate games, so will download a pirated copy, usually download a pirated copy of a game to see if the game is worth playing. And then once they think, yeah, this is a good game, I'll play it, they'll go to Steam and they'll actually buy it. Because if you're playing the pirated version, you have to ensure that you're always downloading the right pirated version updates, as well as the right pirated version, because there's different pirate companies, right? And you have to download the right version so that it will work with your version. And oftentimes it's not really, even then, it can fuck up. So it actually turns out that piracy does not cost gaming that much. They don't lose that much money. The reason for the article is this guy actually said that more companies should engage in free demos of their games. So they should allow people to play the game basically for an hour or two for free to see if they like the game before making a purchase.
People are lazy. They don't want to work hard to get the game they want to play to work. If you can provide a product in an easy, simple way, people will pay for that. Players want a smooth experience in gaming, and every single issue, every minute problem that a player faces from the moment they hear about your game to the moment they start playing it is a potential lost player. So let's imagine you've downloaded the game and played.
Can anyone explain to me what's wrong with this screen? Can anyone tell me what's wrong with this fucking screen? Why does this screen strike fear into the heart of every single Final Fantasy player? Mark Station, yeah. This is the worst designed website for a game I have ever seen in my life. You need a college degree to navigate this fucking website. Just making an account. This is maybe why Final Fantasy's community is so fucking awesome, because only the cream of the crop can make it through this sort of you can make it through this account creation process to actually get into the fucking game. It took me 3 hours to actually make an account here, and not actually for me. It wasn't a case that I didn't know how to create the account. I got the account to work right away, but when I tried to link Steam payment to this payment, right, to the Mog Station, it would not fucking link the payment. And then after that, it completely locked me out of the website. And then when I tried to log back into the website, it said, no, you don't have an account here. I'm like, what are you talking about? I literally just made a fucking account. So then I had to request, or I made a new account using my email address, and it said, you can't make a new account because you already have an account registered to this email address. I was like, what are you fucking talking? You just told me I don't have this account. Now you're saying I have an account. What is this even? So then I had to reset my password. This happened a couple of times because I had to reset my password, get a new password so that I could log into it. It was a fucking nightmare to use the Mark Station.
It's a free trial, like Final Fantasy XIV, and now you decide to try and buy the game, to give them money.
Worse?
Well, in Final Fantasy XIV's case, this is far too complicated, with a convoluted payment process using websites that look like they were made in the late 90s. You'll need a Final Fantasy username, but also a Square Enix account, and buying the base game might not include game time, but buying expansions doesn't include the base game, and the time cards are separate. And look, giving Final Fantasy XIV money is a really hard process for an average player. This right here.
If Final Fantasy fixed their giving them money, they would add instantly millions of players. We said this before, we've spoken about this before. You want to make it as easy as humanly possible for people to give you money, right? It's why Twitch have the sub button, which you should absolutely fucking press right below the video, right? You click the sub button. It's already linked to either your Prime sub or your PayPal or whatever. For me, it's PayPal. It's linked to my PayPal. I don't have to go to another website. I literally click sub or gift sub or whatever, and it instantly gives money. You make it as easy as humanly possible for people to give you money, and guess what? They'll give you money. The problem is the harder you make it for people to give money, the fewer people will actually be willing to give you money because they'll peace out before you actually get your fucking money.
Yeah, another quit moment. I guarantee there are players who stopped playing the game because this system isn't as simple as it could be. And if you're responding saying, well, I figured it out, great, I'm glad you did. But if you were a games designer, would you actively choose to leave a system in the design, in the live service of the game, that could potentially lose you money? So let's say you've downloaded and paid and now you go to play and you log in and you have no idea what to do. That moment of complete directionless in any game, that overwhelming early game agency with no foundation or framework of what you might, possibly, could, should be doing, that's a quit moment. And it all comes back to the moment of...
What he's saying there, I actually think is severely underrated by a lot of game companies, right? I sort of put it on par with tutorial systems. You want to basically make a tutorial system as informative as humanly possible, but also not sort of too informative, right? Because you get games that have these tutorials where it almost feels like you can't actually fucking play the game because the game just wants to teach you everything. And then you get games that give you almost no tutorial system. So you genuinely don't know what the hell's going on because the game wants to be quote-unquote difficult, right, to figure out. So it's sort of a weird balance that you have to hit. You have to hit just the right amount of information that you're giving. You're not giving too much that the player gets bored and feels like they have to prepare for an exam, but you're not giving too little that the player feels completely lost. I quit Final Fantasy at exactly that moment. I was thinking they don't want my money. It sometimes happens. Wake up, Norman. How you doing, brother? Late night POC stream? Yup. This is the degenerate stream.
Feeling overwhelmed. The reason I'm a fan of tutorials integrated into the early game gameplay experience is because giving early game direction is the best way to...
The frame rates on this is pissing me off. Like your consistency and content, man. Keep it up. Leibnob, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I am very happy that you enjoy it. Thank you so much. Yeah, for me, tutorials is almost a must-have in every single game. But again, you should find the right balance of tutorial. And what I always like to see in a tutorial is that it teaches you the basics and then leaves you to figure out the sort of hard stuff, right? Because once you have a basic understanding of what the game is going to be about, you should technically be able to figure out the harder stuff for yourself. So it's sort of nice, yeah, teach me the basics, show me how to do the basic shit in your game, but then leave me. I'll figure the rest out on my own. I don't need you to butt in 2 hours into the game and go, oh, by the way, if you want to do this thing, this is how you would do it. At that point, look, I've been playing the game for 2 hours. I think I can fucking manage it. And if I can't manage it, then maybe I shouldn't be doing it in the first place.
To teach all relevant mechanics you as a player will need, and then, once the tutorial has done its job simply and effectively, you can release the player into a greater world, knowing they will follow the skills you've given them. Warframe does this relatively well. The opening tutorial is fantastic, and when you're released onto the ship, suddenly the adventure line is dropped, and your choices become overwhelming. If you've ever played Path of Exile, you probably had a great early game time, but try to remember how you felt the first time you opened the skill tree. I have friends who straight up told me they quit when they saw this screen. Now you might...
But I think, you see, this is what makes Path of Exile different. They don't give a fuck. Path of Exile presents itself as a hardcore ARPG, and therefore it doesn't give a shit that most players look at that skill tree and go, right? They don't care that most players 404 when they see the fucking skill tree. they don't get sad over that. But to be fair, the skill tree in Path of Exile isn't that hard. Just to be clear, it's actually pretty simple once you understand how builds are supposed to work. The skill tree is easy enough to navigate once you understand the basics of the game. But it is sort of weird when people see it for the first time. They go, "Ooh, this is fucking weird."
I love the screen, and that's because the Path of Exile skill system is fantastic. It's an incredibly complicated, remarkably deep, enjoyable system. There's nothing wrong with the system, but if you have players saying they quit when they saw how it was presented, there is definitely something wrong with the introduction to the system. Now, I'm not saying remove complex systems from games, not at all. Games need complex systems, and it's interesting and valuable to the end game to have a lot of complexity. What I'm saying is they need to be introduced slowly, in a curated way, to not scare off your early game player. If you as a game designer have spent months creating this incredible system, you will have months of understanding of it, and it will probably...
This is actually something... This will be one of the few things that I say that's negative about Final Fantasy, besides the creation screen in Final Fantasy. So Final Fantasy is the perfect example of a game that lets you in slowly and really is a slow burn to the top. Yeah? Like, it eventually gets completely fucking overwhelming. Like, the classes get really intricate, really difficult to play once you get to max level. That being said, though, the one problem that I have with Final Fantasy is that the pacing feels too slow. Like, for too long are you left with very few abilities that you can press, and your class feels very broken for quite a long time before you actually get to a point that your class starts feeling goodish, right? I would say that the perfect pacing for Final Fantasy would have been when your class starts feeling good at level 30 rather than at level 40, 45, 50. For some classes, it's level 40. For some classes, level 45. For some classes, level 50. But very few classes feel good from level 30. At level 30, you're still sort of filling out your class. Your class is still sort of building up to it. And oftentimes, you have one button that you're going to be pressing for most of it. Or 1 to 3 buttons. For my Paladin, for example, it was 1 to 3 buttons for the longest time before I got extra buttons. So I would actually say pacing in Final Fantasy is a little bit off in this regard. But I do agree with his main point, which is when you're playing a game, the last thing you want is to drop a player into your game and overwhelm them with a shit ton of systems that they have no idea what's going on. This is something that World of Warcraft is currently doing with their player base. You get dropped into BFA, right, where you have no idea what you're doing. You have no idea why you're doing it. You just see all of these things around you with literally zero chance of actually understanding what it is that you're doing. You want the player to sort of get used to every system. Like, once you introduce a new system, give the player some time to get used to the system. Then introduce another system, give the player to get used to that system. So you do it slowly, you do it incrementally.
Require months of understanding to fully grasp. If you throw all this information at a new player, you're expecting them to take in months of information in one go. That's overwhelming. You can be proud of your in-depth system, but if you introduce it far too quickly, don't be surprised if a lot of new players, especially new gamers that have chosen your game as their first foray into gaming, get overwhelmed and leave. But what if it's all going well so far? You've bought the game fine, it's downloaded and installed fine, it's launched, and the early game is really enjoyable and the learning curve is smooth and you're making constant progress. There's not been any single overwhelming moment yet. Imagine you play for a few hours, you gain some items, gain some power, and then you die to an enemy. If it's an unfair death, as in you were combo stun locked or one hit from off screen or the enemy has millions of times more health than you do, that's a quit moment. It sounds so simple when you say it out loud, but many younger designers forget that balancing your combat encounters to feel challenging while not being unfair is essential. So let's imagine you fight and you lose unfairly. You respawn and all of your items and some of your experience is gone. That right there is a major quit moment for a huge amount of players. And I know, I can already see the YouTube comments from old EverQuest or Ultima players screaming about how modern day special Snowflake players aren't able to handle tough deaths or whining.
I'll be honest, I hate full PvP games, like full consequence PvP games. I hate that. When you kill me, I should not lose experience. I should not lose fucking gear. What the fuck is that? Right? I genuinely despise that game design. And I realize there's a lot of people that love game design like that. XD, Bigurku, what language are you guys speaking? I think... Well, yeah, in survival games, that's a different thing, right? Because in a survival game, you're almost like... losing everything makes sense. It has to make sense, yeah? I'm talking about MMOs. If you're playing an MMO, if I die, I don't want to basically start over with all my gear gone, all my gold gone, all my everything gone. To me, it just ruins the experience, especially considering all of the fucking farming and shit that I did. No, just no. We're not even going there.
About losing items, but just think. The modern MMO player has often matured along with the gaming genre, and many MMO players have jobs, families, and responsibilities outside of the game. And to put it simply, losing progress isn't as appealing as it was back when you were young. Invested time being lost isn't an enjoyable mechanic for a huge amount of players.
I don't even think it has to do with time, because again, if the game is fun and the actual acquisition of gear and items and gold is fun, then yes, you die, and yes, you lose all of your shit, but getting it back is still going to be a fun experience. So, considering games are about fun, I don't think that's even the case. I think back in the day, permadeath or like full consequence PvP games, it was one of the only ways to really make a very hardcore, very difficult game. Nowadays, with the technology that we have, the how far gaming have come, right? I feel like there's better ways to make your game stupidly difficult without punishing players with stuff like permadeaths or stuff like losing all of your shit, full consequent loot rules and shit like that. You can make your game very hard without punishing players in that way. Yeah. Whereas in the past, you sort of couldn't really, right? Most of the time, the only thing that was really challenging was the fact that you didn't do damage fast enough to drain the health of the enemy quick enough before they drained your health bar. Nowadays, things have mechanics, and you can make the game so that people have to react to those mechanics very fast and very quick. And so it makes the game challenging without actually losing all of your shit when you die. A good game that comes to mind in this regard would be something like the Dark Souls series.
And it is undoubtedly, whether you personally enjoy it or not, one of the most powerful quit moments in the MMO gameplay experience. I understand there are players who like this type of design. There is a market for a more hardcore, unforgiving experience. We're not discussing which is better. We're looking at identifiable moments in a gaming experience that will lose you players. Imagine playing an online game and suddenly you're attacked by other over-leveled players and killed, and all of your stuff is taken in an unfair, non-consensual moment of PvP. That is a moment a lot of players are going to quit. One major factor MMO designers often forget is time constraints. Yes, the MMO is a genre that can reward multi-hour long playing sessions, but if they are required, players simply won't log in. If a player only has 30 minutes to play and they think there's no point logging in, that is the potential birth of a future quit moment. I've asked people who play hardcore MMOs about the player base, and they've told me if you don't have several hours free a day, don't play this MMO, and then they wonder why months down the line the game is dying. Your player base need to know, even if they only have a short amount of time to play, it is still worth.
You see, this is where I would say, and this is where we go back to sort of the conversation that I was having earlier, and by the way, Mighty Ranadin, I would have hated to play that. But this is where I would say we go back to the conversation that we were having before I went to the gym. This is where you basically want to make your game in such a way that it caters to as many people as possible. So take World of Warcraft as an example. What you want is content where the player that only has an hour a night to play has something that they can do, yeah? And the player that has 6 hours a day to play, they have something that they can do. Final Fantasy does this perfectly, right? There is content that's geared towards the very casual audience that, you know, basically I have an hour to play, I have stuff that I can do, and that stuff can only, like, I can only use an hour, do that, have fun, and then move on with my life. Or I have a lot of time, so I'll do trials and raids and alliance raids and all the rest of it because I have hours upon hours upon hours to kill, and I can do all of those things. What you don't want is a game that basically says, no, if you want to play our game, let's go, right? Let's fucking go. Give us all your time. Basically, turn your game into a job. Once you do that, you are losing the vast majority of players because most people either don't have the time to do it or don't have the will to do it. I have all the time in the world. I could play a game that takes all of my time and we could stream that and we could have fun with it. But I have other interests as well that mean that I don't want to sit and play the game every fucking day, all day, just to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak.
Worth logging in, because if it isn't, you are sitting on a quit moment time bomb. It might sound like I'm just whining about game design that I don't personally like, but it's actually more objective than that. Identifying the quit moments is essential to maintaining your player base, especially in an MMORPG. The first M is massively, and if you want to have a massive player base, it's about finding why players stop playing. What are the quit moments, and how can you remove them? An overwhelming starting area with no direction or framework given to a player. An unbalanced PvP experience. A blatant and obtrusive pay-to-win cash shop thrust into your face.
Yep.
Awkward or uncustomizable controls or key bindings. Public opinion of your company turning bad. Individuals linked to the game being revealed.
You have to think to yourself that that last one was a jab at Blizzard, right?
Revealed to be questionable people. Even a lack of players caused by so many previous players quitting. All of these and more are quit moments, and they are what is harming your game. Every single moment the player has any interaction or experience with your game, even if they aren't playing it, even if they're just hearing about it, downloading it, installing it, or launching it for the first time, or if they're playing it for the 1000th hour, has the potential to become a quit moment. You ever heard someone say, I'm not going to play that game because, and then they give a reason? That's a quit moment before they even begin. I'm not playing Eve because it's just spreadsheets in space. I'm not playing The Elder Scrolls Online because I've been told the combat is bad. I'm not playing Final Fantasy XIV because it takes too long to finish. I'm not playing RuneScape because the graphics are old. Quit moments don't just affect your current player base. They actually damage your potential player base too, because they prevent new players joining. So let's imagine a perfect scenario of easy to buy, easy to play, and a feeling of challenge and fair balanced combat and a genuinely fun experience. Then let's say life gets hectic and you don't log in for a few days, or a few weeks, or a few months, and then you return to the game and you can't remember what you're doing, or what your skills or abilities do, or how your class plays. That moment right there is a quit moment felt by a returning player. I want you to remember the last time you tried to return to an RPG, whether that's an online MMO or an offline single-player game,
Best game in the
and
world,
you
that,
logged
by the
into
way.
an old character or an old save and you just didn't remember what you were doing. So you run around the familiar world with the familiar-looking UI and the familiar-sounding music, but the actual experience feels so unfamiliar. Like,
Looking at this game is almost 6 years old at this point. Look at these fucking graphics. Witcher 3, Doomhammer? Yeah. Look at this game and tell me this game isn't absolutely fucking gorgeous, dude. Even now, almost 6 years later, this game is still one of the most beautiful fucking games ever. And it is the best game ever made.
like you're an observer watching an avatar explore, instead of a player being engaged and exploring with your avatar. Have you ever returned to a game you've left for a while and felt a heavy distance between you and the screen? Like you're watching a stranger in a strange land instead of your character in your game. That feeling is one of the slowest, most creeping quit moments you can have. The moment you realise the emotion's gone and you're playing because of familiarity and sunk cost. If life got hectic and you return to your favourite game...
Do you remember, the story in Witcher 3 is one of the greatest stories ever told in video games. Absolutely. If there's one game that is absolutely worth playing, it's Witcher 3.
Game only to feel something's not the same. That is the overwhelming moment we talked about earlier. That feeling of, where am I? What am I doing? How do my skills work again? This is how new players feel being greeted by too much too soon. Now imagine people feeling that as they log on for the first time. That empty feeling of loneliness when you return to an old RPG because you just cannot understand or remember what you need to do. That's how overwhelmed players feel. That's why people quit. Oh, quick side note about returning to old classic games. I'll be launching a new channel called Josh Strife Plays, where I review and critique old video games voted on by you, from the SNES era up to now. Imagine it just like this channel for reviews, but with all types of genres and not just MMOs. Link in the description if that's something you'd be interested in.
Nice. I spent 5 hours trying to make Lord of the Rings Online work, and I couldn't. That's definitely a quit moment for some people. When I returned to Neverwinter, a game I've loved for many, many years, I discovered that I'm no longer powerful. All of my stats have been reset and all my equipment is worthless. That's definitely a quit moment for a returning player. If I were to play Path of Exile the moment I see the skill tree, I personally like the idea of theory crafting the best, but I'm completely aware that is a quit moment for a vast majority of players. It's not about removing these systems. It's not about only adding things in I like. It's about finding a way to introduce the systems in your game that maintain and retain the maximum amount of players.
I feel like I agree with that, right? It's not so much... I think you can almost make any system work in any game. I think the biggest difference comes from how do you introduce it. Like, how do you allow players to discover the system? Are you basically just dropping them in the middle of a system with zero explanation of how the system is going to work at the end? Or do you sort of hold their hand in the beginning and then allow the system to sort of open up around them, and then they realize, holy crap, this is huge, right? But I think you can almost make everything work.
If you're making a game, or you're interested in game design, identify the quit moment. Find the reason players stop, or don't continue when they try to return. Then ask yourself, why? Figure out how to change the design to remove the quit moment. The more quit moments you can remove, from purchase to install to account creation to gameplay, the longer your player base will grow and thrive. The healthiest, most successful long-term games don't necessarily have the best gameplay or the best mechanics or even the best graphics. They simply have the fewest quit moments. But what do you think? What made you quit a game last? What needs to change about your favourite game to stop new players quitting before they get a chance to become old players? Leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching.
I do think that, again, is the biggest issue with World of Warcraft now. I think the new player experience is the biggest quit moment, because let's be honest, most other things in World of Warcraft really is a quit moment for older players, right? So if we're talking about the systems and we're talking about all the shit that you have to do to get into raiding and all that, those are quit moments for older players that remember the glory days of World of Warcraft. But a new player that just started playing World of Warcraft will probably not have those issues, right? Because this is the first time they're playing it. So they just think this is how the game should work, and they sort of get used to that, and that's how they're going to play. But the new player experience, the actual leveling of a new player, I feel like that is the biggest issue within World of Warcraft right now. And I don't know if that is like easily fixable. Actually, I know it's not easily fixable. In the US, that's a coffee cup. To us, mugs are a bigger version of one. For sure, in beginning, it's look awesome when they begin in WoW. I don't think at the moment it's look awesome. I've watched quite a few videos now from players who sort of started playing World of Warcraft for the first time, and basically all of them quit for the exact same reasons. They don't know what's going on. Like, they don't know why this game even matters. Like, they're basically told that this is something important, but yet when they look at the game, they have no idea why these things would be important. So yeah, I don't even think it's a case of players coming in and saying, "Oh my god, this is brilliant." I think it's a case of people coming in and not having a clue what they're doing. You're introduced to characters that you've never met, characters that you never encountered. How can you, like, how could you even begin to understand the game, right? Maybe he's a big guy with big hands. I mean, to us, that would be a mug. The fact that you guys call that a cup, although I think in South Africa, mug and cup is basically the same fucking thing. We don't really have a different word. I think mug and cup is effectively, like, a cup is more something for tea. Like, a mug is coffee, like a coffee mug, versus a teacup. But the fact that throughout this entire video, a big portion of my chat was literally involved in the cup conversation is interesting. Or short beginner things for new players. I just feel like the world is too big and overwhelming for new players. Zergle, true. The problem with World of Warcraft, we've done this before, but I love having this conversation because I keep thinking of new things to say about it. But the problem with World of Warcraft and new players right now in World of Warcraft is quite simple. As a new player in World of Warcraft, okay, so let's examine what a brand new player in World of Warcraft experiences. They start out on the island, right? Exile's Reach, where they basically go through a story that has nothing to do with the main story of the game in any way, shape, or form, right? Nothing. Everything that you learn on Exile's Reach has nothing to do with anything that happens in the rest of the game. Right after that, you make your way to your capital city, and you're then thrust into BFA, right? All new players have to go through the BFA experience. It's only when you level a second character that you have the option to actually choose your expansion, yeah? You're going to BFA. Okay, what do you do when you go to BFA? You get escorted by a character that you've never met. For the Alliance, this is Jaina. I'm trying to remember who introduced us to the world of the Horde. Who was on the Horde side that took us to... It was Talanji, but who was with Talanji? Someone with Talanji. Someone on the boat with Talanji. One of the Horde characters, I think. Nathanos, that's the one. Fuck my life. Oh my god, it's been too long. So you have Nathanos, you have Talanji. You've never played World of Warcraft, yeah? Never played WoW. You have no idea who Nathanos is. You definitely have no idea who Talanji is. You have no idea who these trolls are, yeah? On the Alliance side, you have no idea who Jaina is. You have no idea what the Kilterrans are, where Kilterras even is. You have no idea why these places are important. You're told that there is a war between the Horde and the Alliance. You're a new player. You have no idea who the Horde is, or even who the Alliance is, even if you're playing on that faction. None whatsoever, yeah? Now, on the Horde side, you're basically introduced to the world of the trolls. You meet King Rashtakan. You have no idea who King Rashtakan is. Yeah? They fucking zero. But you're told that this is an important guy because he's the king. You don't know who that is, so who gives a fuck? On the Alliance side, you arrive in Kilterras. You're then thrown into jail. You're then helped by Shaw. You still have no idea who any of these characters are that you're playing with right now. Explain to me how you feel at home in that game at all. And this is just the first 10 minutes of the expansion. This is the first 10 minutes of your first time in the world. You have... And by the way, the game doesn't treat you as this is your first time. The game treats it as if you should know these people. Jaina speaks as if she's known you for a long time. They call you champion, for fuck's sake. You're called champion. But you, as a brand new player, have never done anything that would make you a champion. You literally just started the game and you're already referred to as champion. And you're thinking to yourself, what did I miss? Because I clearly missed something. Because I'm a champion. I don't know why I'm a champion. This lady speaks to me as if she knows me. I don't have a fucking clue who she is. Then you're introduced to King Anduin, right? You're introduced to larger Kulturan culture. You still don't have a goddamn clue who you are, right? Or who these people are. You're introduced to Sylvanas on the Horde side. You don't have any clue who she is, but you're told that she's a big deal. And maybe she is, maybe she isn't. How the fuck would you know, right? There's references about the Horde and the Alliance hating each other. As a new player, you would probably not even know about Tildrassil, right? And the fact that it was burnt down. So you are effectively in a story that has a history, but you've never been explained or told what this history is. How long would you play a game like that? Like, genuinely speaking, how long, if an RPG played out like that, where your first hour or two in this game, you have no idea who you are, or what you're doing. You don't even understand half of what you're busy with. How long would you really be playing? Like, no one, yeah. If they watch YouTube videos, maybe. You'd quit, right? Because the emotional connection that you require to the world isn't there. Yeah? It's not there. You are not emotionally connecting to the world, and therefore nothing is hooking you. See, that's the perfect phrase. There are literally no story hooks for you. Nothing in that story is hooking you into the game. So you quit, because why would you keep going? No reason to keep playing. You don't know what the fuck's going on. Blue water, exactly. Welcome back, Nico. The first couple of hours in Oblivion. I feel like this was a problem in older games quite often, right? But older games seem like could get away with that. Especially if you started late in the series. So people who started Baldur's Gate, for example, at number 2 would find themselves very lost if they didn't play Baldur's Gate 1 to actually understand what the hell is going on, yeah? But even in those games, they sort of tried very hard to make you care about the characters and make you understand why you should care. I feel like in World of Warcraft, new players are just dropped into the game with zero fucking understanding of why any of this shit matters. Yeah? Zero understanding. I knew everything, but I agree, new player don't know anything, but why we doing these things in WoW? I mean, it's what you need, right? Since you always start on the latest expansion of WoW, is there a way to make an introductory scenario that would actually introduce to the world from that point, lore-wise, I mean, because Exile's Reach seems, well, like a complete exile. Mighty Ranadin? No. Sadly, so you've never played WoW, right, Ranadin? Now, you played Warcraft 3. Okay. Based on everything that I've heard about Final Fantasy, take the Final Fantasy lore and then time it by like 10. Yeah? 10x it. That's the story of WoW. Yeah? there is an incredible amount of story. One of the things I love about Final Fantasy is that the scope for their lore is very streamlined, right? So there is a lot of lore, don't get me wrong. It's a massive story, but it's very the scope is kept small so that understanding remains possible. Now, I understand in Endwalker, there's actually a brand new game being introduced, but ARR, everything that you did in ARR comes to a head at in Shadowbringers, right? So you basically deal with all the lore that you got in ARR for the most part, and then it comes to a close in Shadowbringers. Now, World of Warcraft is different because every expansion actually expands the lore and the story, right, to a massive amount, where things that you dealt with in vanilla isn't really going to pop up again later, right? You've dealt with those things. You're now moving on to new things. So you could absolutely not tell the story of World of Warcraft through a single scenario. You would basically need to go back and force players to play through every single expansion so that they understand the story. Now, of course, that would take months for players to actually complete. Even in modern day, it would take a long time for players to finish every single... it expands it in isolated bubbles. So where Final Fantasy has a singular story or threads of stories that sort of flow from beginning to end, right? World of Warcraft expands the lore in individual bubbles. So Classic had its own lore and its own story that took place. It was very Horde v Alliance, so you learned a lot about the Horde v Alliance. There was some Old God stuff that happened. There was some stuff that happened on the demon side, but not much. And then TBC is a complete dealing with like Warcraft 3 levels of stuff, yeah? Actually, Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3 levels of stuff, like crumbs that was left in Warcraft 2 and Warcraft 3 that you deal with in TBC. But TBC is completely divorced from Classic in terms of the lore that it's exploring. Then you come back in Wrath of the Lich King, and now you're dealing with a whole new level of lore, which is actually lore that is now in Shadowlands being revisited, which at the time, of course, no one knew, but it was now a new story, right? So in World of Warcraft, you are sort of playing bubbles of things, and all of this expands on the greater lore. The only way you can tell that is by revamping the entire leveling experience. So you start a new player in Classic with a new quest chain that you design specifically to make it maybe take a couple of hours. Well, actually, I would say I would actually prefer if World of Warcraft stopped caring about players' time so much in terms of the leveling. Do it proper, right? So yeah, it's going to take you a couple of days to level through the whole of the Classic experience. And then you go to TBC, and that's going to take you a couple of days to go through that. And then you go to Wrath of the Lich King, and that's going to take a couple of days. And then you go to the next one, and that's going to take... So you design a questing experience that the player has to play through from start to finish. And by the end of that questing experience, they have all of the basic knowledge of what that expansion entailed. All of the story of that expansion. And you bring back the stuff like the dungeons and the raids and the stuff that they had to do in order to know the story. But I don't think you can do it in a scenario. I think doing it in a scenario would be near impossible to do. Unless, of course, you wanted to make the scenario hundreds of hours long. Then sure, you could probably time walking, because the story doesn't make sense. Even if you play it start to end. Captain Swanky, true. I just think right now it feels like World of Warcraft is being held together by sort of duct tape. Like they've just sort of taped things together and they went, yeah, this should do it. We're sure this is going to be fine. Doomhammer Plus, it would give them the opportunity to change the lore so that it all makes sense. Yeah? Get gloomy, yeah. World of Warcraft is spiced by the salt of our tears. It's what makes all of the salt. That's why World of Warcraft players are as salty as they are. to be exact. That's how Final Fantasy XIV expansions work. There's stories, a big story, and then tying up loose ends. So I had this problem while introducing my GF to WoW back in Legion. I first started with the Warcraft movie, then Warcraft 3 playthrough, then we leveled almost every expansion. That's the only way you can do it, right? CDJ, thank you so much for the gift. That's up, dude. Doomhammer, welcome, you degenerate fuck. How you doing, brother? CDJ, really appreciate you adding to the degenerate fund. The current WoW storytelling method was doomed to eventually crack under the weight of its own disjointed story. Yes, Nico. I feel like the reason that happened is the World of Warcraft story team never actually wrote their story keeping in mind that the game would be as successful as it was, right? So they sort of went the direction of every expansion is its own little game, which will ultimately lead to massive problems that you can't solve. These are problems that can physically not be solved. Doesn't matter how hard you try, it doesn't matter what you try to do. You cannot solve problems like the ones that is in World of Warcraft right now without doing a complete rework on the problem, right? And trying to figure out the problem. Yeah, it is just physically impossible, at least at this point. Should start everyone fresh, level 1 in a revamped Azeroth. Captain Swanky, I don't think they would ever do that. Even though I think that could be cool. I think I should explain. When I look at modern day World of Warcraft and I look at the story of the different expansions, what I see from those expansions is the expansions were meant to be self-contained stories. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with doing that. You see, but here's the problem. We have two MMOs that do what World of Warcraft does. Two. ESO and Final Fantasy. ESO, every expansion is a self-contained story. Every expansion is like, it doesn't even fit in together. Like, stuff that you're going to do in this expansion has no bearing on the stuff that you're going to do in the next expansion lore-wise. Expansions have their own story that's told from start to finish. Once you finish the expansion, the story is over. Obviously, that lore from that expansion is added to the greater pool of the lore of the game, but the expansion itself, that story is self-contained. If you want to have that story, you can go back to that expansion and play the story, and you'll learn the story of that expansion. But you don't have to know the story of that expansion in order to understand the new expansions, because every expansion is going to be introduced to you as if this is the first time you're playing this expansion, right? The first time you're playing the game. And then you have Final Fantasy, where every expansion follows the story of the previous one, and they build on each other. And things that happen in ARR will be sort of resolved in Heavensward or in Stormblood, or in Shadowbringers, but it was built to be a continuous story from start to finish. World of Warcraft went the direction of going, every expansion should be self-contained, but the story should also follow itself. Can you see why this would become a fuck-up later on? Born in 1994, true. Major changes, and they don't have people who are visionaries, inspired enough to do the job. It becomes a problem because eventually you reach a point where the bubbles burst, yeah? And now the bubbles are all sort of bleeding into each other, but they were never meant to bleed into one another. They were meant to be self-contained stories, but you've written it in such a way that they're not self-contained stories because you didn't finish things off. So, for example, the story of Sylvanas, if it stopped at the end of BFA, where Sylvanas burnt the tree and at the end of BFA we killed Sylvanas, no problem. That's a story. It started, it finished. Who cares, right? It's over. But the fact that these stories bleed into one another now creates massive contingency issues. And for new players, it means they have no fucking idea what the story is about. Mr. Malcolm, but we're not talking about systems. We're not talking about systems. We're talking about lore specifically here. I'm not talking about systems. Only lore, right? So when I'm talking now about ESO, I don't give a fuck about the systems that they have. I've not played ESO enough to comment on the systems that they have. I'm talking purely story. And also, my source is the literal lead developer of ESO. He actually explained it that way. Every single expansion has its own story. They write it from start to finish to be its own story. A story that starts at the beginning of the expansion will finish at the end of that expansion. No questions asked. Omi, how you doing, bro? Omi, I would say it's more than that, right? I agree with you that the sexual harassment was an ignition point. Yeah, I agree with that. But I would actually argue that the sexual harassment was the straw that broke the camel's back. A lot of people were trying to convince themselves that they're still having fun. Yeah, because this was their game. They played it for a long time. The problem was that when the lawsuit happened, I think for a lot of people, it reached the point where they were going, I'm finally ready to go. You know? I'm finally ready to say goodbye. Given everything that's been happening in the game, given the direction of the game, given how the game has been going, this is my moment. This is where I'm getting off. So it is really the straw that broke the camel's back. But I wouldn't say that people are now using that as an excuse to walk away. It's been coming for a long time, and people like myself have been warning about this for a long time. I've been making videos about the inevitable death of World of Warcraft if they don't change their ways since Legion. I've been warning that this will happen. Right? Not just me, Balular, Asmongold. There's been a shit ton of content creators that's been warning about this, that's been saying your systems, your handling of the player base, your handling of resources is going to lead to the death of WoW. Had the sexual harassment lawsuits not happened, it may have taken a bit longer, right? It may only have happened next expansion or the expansion after that, but it would eventually have happened. But why announcements? If I don't feel like playing WoW, I stop playing. I'm not yelling. Look at me, I'm not playing WoW anymore. Or yes, I think for a lot of people, so for content creators, the reason they're announcing it is usually for their audience to know that they're doing it, and obviously for views, right? Making a video saying I'm done with WoW gets you views, it gives you money, yeah? Not only that, it oftentimes has the ability to almost springboard your new community, yeah? Because now a lot of people watch that maybe didn't even watch you play WoW, and you say you're going to Final Fantasy, and suddenly a lot of Final Fantasy people are watching your walking away from World of Warcraft video, and they follow you because you're now going to start doing Final Fantasy content. So it's a way to basically keep your business alive. And you have to start thinking about this as a business, right? Every content creator is in this to make money. Surprise, surprise. Yeah? None of us are doing this out of the goodness of our hearts. We're just not, yeah? I offer a service, I entertain. I hope that my entertainment is worth money from you. And if it is, I get paid. If it isn't, I don't get paid. Yeah? That's how it works. It's a free market system. I provide the entertainment. You provide the cash. And content creators tend to think about, and it's sadly one of the side effects of being a content creator, I can tell you now. I have ruined so many games for myself because I think about almost every single game as a business now. Like, how can I make money out of this game? Right? How can I do something? So I've had to actively stop myself. I've wanted to make a channel for such a long time about video games in general, and I've actively decided not to do that because I've been ruining my own gaming experience. Because every single time I play a game, I start thinking, how can I make videos on this to make money? And so I've actively had to say no. My video games is not up for business. What's the trash on BBC? To be honest, I'm happy to have it here, CDJ. But Reddit is full of people writing books. Why they stopped? I get content creators, but not average Joe. Or yes, this plays into the human psychology, right? Some people just want to be noticed. Like, and Reddit is a business, just a different kind of business, right? Remember, Reddit is still a business. The only difference is most people don't make money on Reddit. But they do get upvotes, right? And they do get comments. And that's their currency. The amount of community rewards and stuff that they can gather. So it's still a business. It's just not really a business that you can do full time. So these are just people that's basically farming for those upvotes. They're trying to get as many clicks as humanly possible, right? And they keep coming back to communities to announce it again. Yeah. I mean, I it's the same reason why do people post pictures of themselves on Instagram? Like, think about it. Why is there so many people that post their pictures on Instagram? The likes. And I think what Luna is saying there is also very true. A lot of the people that you see on Reddit that make those posts, if you go to their actual Reddit profiles, you'll see that they were very active in World of Warcraft subreddits. They were well respected in some of those subreddits. I follow all of the subreddits about video games specifically, and more specifically World of Warcraft. And I can tell you there's a couple of big people in the subreddit space that when this person makes a post, people read it because he's been part of the community, or he or she has been part of the community for years. And when they announce that, it's basically, again, a way for them to sort of go, I'm done, you know? And yeah, get a little bit of acknowledgement for the fact that they are done. It's human. It's human nature. We want to be noticed. We want to be at least acknowledged for our departures and for our victories and shit like that. Not everyone is like that. I'm actually, like, I've always said, I'm in the wrong business, actually, because I'm actually one of the few people that I'm really not like that. I don't like posting stuff. I don't really like using Instagram at all, because I don't find my I don't find my own personal value in the people that follow me. It's one of the reasons I don't call any of you fans. I call you viewers, because fans make me extremely uncomfortable. And I don't really care how many followers I have anywhere. I just do what I do, and if people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But there are people that they live for that shit. Yeah, they live for people worshipping them or people looking up to them or some shit like that. Or yes, because people don't think ahead. People don't think ahead. One of the reasons I will never make a video going, I am done with WoW, is because I will always know there is a chance that I will return. Yeah, I might make a video where I say I'm done with covering WoW lore if the day arrives that I am done with WoW lore, right? I might go out and say, okay, guys, I'm done with WoW lore. But that will be more to let the community know I'm no longer making WoW lore, but I will almost never make a video where I say I'm done with WoW. I don't know. I could come back to WoW, right? My favorite series. Been playing the game since I was 10, and Final Fantasy 9 is my favorite game of all time. When 1.0 came out, I'd not shut up about how much of a train wreck it was because I was very disappointed. We tend to faint when things that we identify with disappoint us in some way, shape, or form. That's also true. That is also very true, Ranadin. It is sometimes very... Like, some people take it extremely fucking serious, right? And it personal when the thing that they were looking forward to gets completely destroyed, yeah? And yeah, I do think Preach was very smart about how he decided to quit WoW. Twitter is a fucking cesspool. No one likes Twitter. Vanipier, thank you so much for inducting someone into the degenerate community. Really appreciate you, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As has been stated many times by many people, the community did for years try the gentle approach. True. Although I would say not always, right? Not always. Toyrak, how you doing, bro? Vanipier, did you just do a random community sub, or do you know Evangelic Turtle? So aggression usually gets born from annoyance, right? Annoyance and frustration. The reason people are so fucking aggressive nowadays is because they're annoyed. They are frustrated with the game. Evangelic Turtle, thank you for the first time chat, dude. Really appreciate that. And by the way, welcome to the Degenerate Club. I need to find a different name. Ali, how you doing, brother? I have found that going to the gym has helped me to deal with a lot of the frustration. But then again, Blizzard seems to test me all the fucking time. Country, that's why. I think everyone lives in a stupid ass fucking country. I love Mr. James' tweet. Please look at that. Please look at this. It's true. The Den of Mortal Delights is fucked. There is no way that the Den of Mortal Delights survives this new Blizzard. No, they will change it. It will be changed. I'm so on and off the last couple of weeks. Way too busy. Back, but busy canning meat. Shay, I'm still happy that you're hanging out. I'm still very happy that you're hanging out. I mean, they're gonna change it, right? They have to, considering they've changed a lot of the lower hanging fruit. The Den of Mortal Delights is absolutely getting destroyed. From a reaction to their words, if a Twitter twat said something IRL to someone that they would say on Twitter, they would lose teeth from it. Just chill and fix the actual problems. Blizzard won't fix the actual problems. It's far easier to pretend to fix shit in the game that doesn't really matter than it is to fix their problems, right? That will probably be okay, because it is dudes, right? But Mr. Smokin', I've already made that video. Like, I've made a video about the ACC's investigation. Why should I watch Souls of Breezies? You think they finally broke Soul? What, was he actually negative towards Blizzard? They'll probably not remove the succubus pet, but they will dress it. Yeah? They'll probably give it like a gown or a dress of some sort. Cesius, Soul handles negativity, I would say, in a way that frustrates me, but I think his audience loves it, right? I love Soul. Don't get me wrong. I have no problems with Soul whatsoever. I like his content. I think he does a fucking great job with his content. But it frustrates me the way that he handles negativity. Because he will be negative, but in such a way that it still paints Blizzard in a really good light. Even when he's being negative. Okay, with him updating the Saki, but with like a glyph for the skimpy one. Which would be so stupid, it's literally a succubus. The succubus should have gotten bigger sets of boobs instead of a cleavage shirt. A succubus is literally a demon that's meant to have sex. Yeah, but they'll probably change it. Jesus fucking Christ. Crazy man. Thank you so much for the 15 community subs, you degenerate. Thank you very much, bro. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Can we get some love in chat? Holy shit. 15 community subs. Crazy man. You absolute monster. Thank you, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is some king shit right there. Really appreciate it, bro. I mean, I guess, to invest in GME. Master homie, no, because I can't. I'm in South Africa, so getting into American investments is really fucking difficult. Unless you go to like brokers, but then they won't invest you in singular shit, right? So they won't actually allow you to buy singular stocks. You can basically just invest in like the S&P 500. That's the investment. Workstar, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. First time. Mustard, you too. Thank you very much for joining us for the first time. Have to warn you, you have just joined the most degenerate fucking channel on Twitch. Gimmick Gamer, my entire family is in South Africa, right? I was born here, I was raised here, but I would love to move. If the opportunity ever presented itself, I would absolutely love to move. So many people gift subs. I don't know how there were 15 unsub people to gift to still. Well, consider the fact that we have 8,509 followers. Yeah. And not everyone that receives subs to a channel is watching the channel at the time. So, for example, if you look, Living Shit Show is watching at the moment and yet doesn't have a sub. Subs are completely random, or at least most gifted subs are completely random, right? They come and they go. So yeah. What I can say is, Mustard, he is speaking facts. South Africa is a shit show. I hate to get into politics, but I heard rumors. SA wants to hold your pension funds for up to 3 years while you immigrate. Fucking bonkers. Well, I think they would take it if they could. Natora. Thank you very much for gifting us up there. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We should always do hearts in chat when people gift subs. They're literally growing the degeneracy of this channel. It should be celebrated by all of the other degenerates. No PayPal, or else I would have subbed a long time ago, mate. Living Shit Show, I don't mind, right? I appreciate people who sub. I absolutely fucking adore people who sub. But I have no problem with people who can't afford to sub, who just want to enjoy the content. I'm as happy with you being here as with anyone else. I do this because I love doing it. I mean, I already streamed today before I went to the gym. I don't have to go live again tonight. I'm live because I enjoy being live. I enjoy hanging out. I've gotten gifted subs, but not having watched the stream for quite a while. Ergulis, how you doing? Thank you for the first time chat, dude. Really appreciate that. Yeah, gifted subs are random. You hit gift subs and it will just give to 15 people. Doesn't matter who the fuck it is. It just gives to... I've actually had subs given to me. Yeah. I've genuinely had it where someone will gift a sub to me to a channel that I don't even follow. And all I can think of, because when I go to the sub or to the channel, like the person has like 50 followers, right? So it's clearly a very small channel that one of their viewers, one of the 2 or 3 viewers that they have, gave like, say, 100 subs. And so, because Twitch needs to give 100 subs to someone, it just starts giving it to random people. Crazy man. How you doing, motherfucker? Happy to have you here, bro. So yeah, it's like, I guess it's a way to discover new people, right? Even though it's probably one of the most expensive ways to discover new people, yeah? But yeah, I mean, like I said, Living Shit Show, I don't make my content, I try to never hide content behind, like, behind payment walls. Jim, never fuck that. LBX, how you doing, bro? I have to go to the gym. Can you fucking see me? No, I actually enjoy going to the gym. It's new. I'll be honest. I mean, I don't look like this because I spend half my life in the gym. No, I look like this because I've avoided the gym for much of my life. But nowadays, I find it extremely fun to just sit back, stream right after the stream, go to the gym, work myself to death, get back. Sometimes I'll stream, sometimes I won't, but you know, just that feeling of walking out of the gym and not being able to fucking move is such a good feeling. 75 pounds since April 1st, just changed diet. I've lost quite a bit of weight already, but I have a long way to go. I have a fucking long way to go. Played the game. Answer me this. From what I've heard from long-time players, it seems that since Legion, they've been doing Legion Reset rethread content, like BFA is Legion Light and Shadowlands is Legion Light. Is this wrong vision? Is this vision wrong? I would say it's not wrong, but it's also not completely right. I'm trying to think how to fucking phrase this. So, Legion was the first time that they introduced massive overbearing systems to the game, yeah? And then those systems got moved into BFA and into Shadowlands in different variations, but all of those systems impact player power. So when people call BFA Legion Light, all they're really trying to say is that at least the borrow power systems in Legion were good. Whereas in BFA, the borrow power systems really was half of what they were in Legion, and they were stupidly bad, yeah? And then in Shadowlands, they're not even half of what they were in BFA, and they're even worse. But they're definitely not the same. Like, you can't really compare the you can't really compare the artifact weapons to the Azerite armor or to the Covenant system at all. The artifact weapon actually changed the way you play the game in a very real sense as you were leveling it up, and it was actually a fun system to level up as well. Whereas the at least it became a fun system to level up later on. Captain Swanky isn't wrong when he says it was a mess in at the start, but it became fun later on. Yeah. Just want cardio equipment at home. I'm not a fan of gyms. I don't want a gym at home. Part of what I think makes the gym such a good place is you're forced to go out into the world and you're forced to meet other people. And sometimes it's just small things. Like at the end of today's gym session, we got to the elevator, and as we get to the elevator, there's 2 other guys that sort of want to go in as well. And inside, my brother sort of made a remark to me, and he's like, the girl sitting at the counter is pretty hot, but she's kind of rude. And I'm like, yeah. And then the other two guys are like, yeah, she is fucking hot, but she's a bitch. And we just started talking in the elevator about the girl in the front that's hot, but a bitch, right? And that makes it, that is social interaction, yeah? Even though I don't know the guys' names, I'm probably never going to see them again. It's social interaction that I wouldn't have gotten if I wasn't at the gym. But the girl was hot, but absolute bitch. Like, when I said goodbye to her, because I always say goodbye to the people that work at the front, yeah? Like, it's just nice. It's good manners. I said, hey, bye-bye. And she's like, yeah. I thought, wow. You could at least say bye. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's not as if I've asked you to have sex. Or as if I fucking asked you to go on a date. I literally just said bye. You could just go, bye. But no. She literally just went, yeah. And I was like, fucking hell. That is rude. Oh, RBX, no. I've been basically going to the gym for the last 3 months. I find it fucking annoying, though, because I'm forced to wear my mask at the gym. And I hate that. I hate these masks. And bye are so close in effort. Like, literally no difference, right? But saying yeah and bye is like, literally, it would take the same amount of fucking effort to say. And yet, yeah, apparently that's how you say bye. You just say yeah. No. This is not the same girl. The girl with the nice ass, like the girl with the ass from fucking heaven, she hasn't been there this week. I haven't seen her this week. But no, she is super friendly. Super friendly. Like, when every single time I go there, she's like, hey, beard man. And then she takes my temperature. And she made a sort of weird joke last week. Like, a very, very weird joke last week. My brother asked her, like, while she was taking my temperature, he's like, so do you have to take everyone's temperature every single day? And she's like, yeah, but, you know, whichever part of your body is open, just not between your legs, of course. And then she went, kidding. And it was sort of like, that's a very weird joke. Why are you making that joke? So yeah, I don't know. She seems awkward. She seems like one of those girls that doesn't know how hot she is and then feels awkward whenever she's speaking to people. Nice, LBX. I don't like running. I don't think she's ever been in this channel. Most people in South Africa don't really watch Twitch. Like, if you look at LBX and you look at most of the South African viewers we have, we're part of a very exclusive club in South Africa. Gamers are not a massive thing in South Africa. There are gamers, don't get me wrong. It's not like there's no gamers in South Africa, but it is a very sort of, I'd say, almost like, what's the word? Not exclusive, the, fucking Inglando, bro. It's niche. It's very niche in South Africa. CCS is also from South Africa. He would know what I'm talking about. Note though, I have like a phobia of saying bye. I just don't, because crippling anxiety that I'll cause a car accident. But I'm sure Rude Girl is rude otherwise. She was rude when we walked in as well. Most people in South Africa, what do they do for fun? They drink and watch rugby. Although gamers drink and watch rugby too. Gamers play games also. But yeah, they drink, they watch rugby, and they braai. Or barbecue, for those of you that don't know what braai is. Although Brian barbecue is not the same thing, but, it's close. But yeah, that's effectively what South Africans do. A lot of drinking. I would say South Africans probably consume more alcohol than most people in the world. Though a lot more young people get a console and get FIFA or something. It is starting to pick up, but it's still small-ish. At least most of the people that I know, for example, that have children, in South Africa, there's still like a movement where people don't want their kids on technology the whole day and people don't want their kids on the PC all day. So it's still like a weird, it's still not quite there. I would say sports is massive in South Africa. Like, it's really big. So a lot of the time, I'll meet people in real life, and it's almost always one of the go-to fucking conversations that you get with South Africans is, so did you see the Bulls? Because I live in Pretoria. Bulls is everything, right? And people will go, so did you see the Bulls this weekend? Can you believe that? And then it's left to fucking me to go, I did not see the Bulls. What happened? And then they go, oh, who do you support? I don't support anyone. I have no fucking clue who played this weekend. I don't watch the rugby. I don't have a clue. I watched the highlights of the Bulls winning the Currie Cup. I didn't know a single person on the team. I was just like, congratulations, I suppose. I do understand the sports ball reference you made. Yeah, I'm. It's sort of weird, right? Because I used to be massively into rugby. I played rugby all throughout my entire school career, and I supported the Bulls for like most of that. My family is still very much rugby, but I just sort of got over that. I just grew out of it. The only sport I still follow is football, football and American football, yeah, or soccer. I follow soccer, Bayern Munich in Germany, and I absolutely fucking love American football. Buccaneers, Tampa Bay, let's do this. Another year. Did you guys see the fucking Buccaneers? They are on fire, bro. Gronk is gonna stomp shit this fucking season, bro. Gronk is popping the fuck off. Was my family support Stormers? No, I'm not into cricket. Like, I'll watch the 2020 shit. Yeah, you know the one where they go to, is it India, I think? I'll watch that. Tom Brady is a fucking god. I wanted to say boss, but that wouldn't really describe Brady. He is a god. Football in Europe, which team except Bayern Munich? If I'm not supporting Bayern Munich, it would probably be Manchester United. Sleepy baseball? Baseball is like sleepy cricket. Like, either one is fucking boring. Tennis, but not so much drama this year. The US Open, kids beating all the champs was awesome though. So when I got into American football, I actually watched this documentary. It was like a 45-minute documentary about the Brady season where they beat the Falcons in the finals. I think it was the Falcons. It's the one where they were down like 23-0 or 25-0 at halftime. And then they had that insane fucking comeback in the second half where Brady was just being the GOAT. Brady just being Brady. And I watched that game and I was so enthralled with Brady and how good he was at reading the game that I sort of started supporting the Patriots just because Brady was on the Patriots. And then Brady announced that he's going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I thought, well, fuck it, I'll just go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And now I'm actually enjoying the Tampa Bay. I actually like the way that they play the game. And I can actually see why Brady would have wanted to go to the Buccaneers. Because for the first time ever, he actually has like receivers that he can throw to, receivers that can actually put some distance between themselves and the defenders. Whereas so often on with the New England Patriots, it's almost as if their receivers just like didn't have the speed to get away from the defenders. He would have to make plays magically happen just to get the ball rolling. Luna? No. The Buccaneers is brilliant. Brady and Gronk. Gronk is a fucking beast, dude. That guy has hands of steel. Man, that guy has had so many injuries. Like, so many fucking injuries. But I have to say, I'm not, like, I think because I don't live in the US and I'm not really inundated with the shit. Like, I've not grown up there. I watch almost all of the games. I can't watch the full games, but I watch all of the, like, highlights for all of the games. So, like, every week, I'll sit down for, like, 2 hours and I'll just watch every single game's highlights. Because there's a bunch of teams that I actually fucking like. I like the Falcons. The only team, actually, I dislike very, very much is the Seahawks. Don't ask me why. I don't know why, but I really don't like the Seahawks. The Cowboys, also very good, obviously. It's time for me to sleep. Long weekend, though. When's the long weekend starting? On Friday. Right? Tomorrow. Yeah? I think tomorrow is Braai Day in South Africa. Like, we literally have a day where people barbecue. Quarterback for Seabags, the fuckface. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I don't like it, because I just don't like the fucking Seahawks. So now almost 1 o'clock in the morning in my place. I need to go to sleep. Have a nice evening. Mercintha, thank you much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Take care of yourself. Sleep well. No one likes the Seahawks. Barbecue stream tomorrow then? No. I won't be barbecuing. And it's not your tomorrow. It's your day after tomorrow. You know. It's my tomorrow because I'm already in the next day. Right? It's already 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. in the morning for me. So you'll have to wait 2 days for that. You knew what I mean? Yes, I did. But no, I'm not having a barbecue. I'm just having a normal stream on Friday. Like every other day. I'm going to Hooters again this weekend, so that will be Saturday. I wanted to go to the Japanese place, but my cousin is going away, and he asked that we do that next weekend, rather. So we'll be going to Hooters again this weekend, and I'll actually have something to eat at Hooters this time. Out of work and just chill watching Akko, bro. Kellner, I'm happy to have you here, bro. I'll try and do these evening streams more often. Right? I don't know if I'll always be up for them, because sometimes I do have to work. Sometimes I do have to make some videos and stuff. But I'll try and figure out a way to, like, make my videos on Saturdays and Sundays and Mondays so that I can stream more so that I can stream more during the week. Can you do Show and Twitch, please? I can't watch YouTube easily. Doomhammer, I mean, the show is meant for YouTube, right? Now, one of the things that I will probably start doing is because Apocalypse can't do like long ass streams, yeah? When he gets to like 3 hours, that's where he needs to stop streaming. Like, it's just hard for him to keep sitting down, because he doesn't actually have a chair. He has like a wooden bench that he has pillows on, So he's back and Ash just starts to give out after about 3 hours of streaming. So what I'm probably going to start doing is we do 3 hours of show on a Monday night. And then directly after the show, we jump over to Twitch and we do the rest of the night on Twitch. Yeah, so that way people can move from YouTube straight to Twitch, but I still do the show on YouTube. And then we just do like normal hangout stream on Twitch. So Monday nights will probably become a Twitch night as well. CCS, if you're not a partner on Twitch, you can do that, yeah? If you're not a partner on Twitch, you can absolutely do that. But since I'm partnered, I'm not allowed to stream to both platforms. Buy him a chair, bro. Wake up, Norman. Give me money. No, I think he wants to buy himself a chair, but he wants to move first. Like, he first wants to move into his own, like, he wants to move into his own apartment first, and then he wants to buy furniture and stuff for himself. Because right now he's living, he has a rented room in sort of like a commune, I think. But he's looking for his own apartment so that he can actually move out, and then he'll buy himself furniture and stuff. Which makes sense. No one wants to move a bunch of fucking furniture for no reason. So we can discuss the show afterwards. Yeah, Shay. Pretty much me just hanging out on Twitch. Gonna say, everyone get him a chair. CCS, what would you have done with those channel points? There's still channel points. It's just now... Yeah. I think you can basically highlight a message. But the other ones were only for the D&D games, and since we're not playing D&D anymore, I do have a plan for a new video series that I think is going to be really cool. Get good manservant. Give me money. I have so many... Shay, I think most people are stuck with hundreds of thousands of channel points. I don't know what to make channel stuff for. I don't know what I would make channel points for. It's not like we have... Like, what do we do? If I were to come up with a way for you guys to spend your channel points now, what? I don't know what. I've genuinely thought about it, and everything that I think you guys want to do, you already get to fucking do. OnlyFans content. Sure, why not? No, that's when we get 3,000 subs. Like super chats if we blow 10k on them. Yeah, but I don't get money for channel points. With super chats, I actually get money, right? Where I don't get paid for channel points. Channel points is just a fun thing for streamers, or for viewers. But I don't know what to put. Like, I guess it makes sense. We could probably add something to where if you give 500,000 channel points or some shit, you get to tell me what game to play next. Like, we could probably do that. But I can very quickly see that turn into a complete degenerate fucking shit show. Calendar, no. I will not actually make it. Like, if we ever get to 2,900 subscribers, I will just change the goal. Because I can already see, like, a bunch of people fucking suggesting some stupid-ass game that I never want to play. Right? No, we were actually just playing around. Getaku. So here's the thing. I wanted to see how the how the goal thing works, because Twitch made this new goal thing, and I wanted to see how does this work. And so I just decided to make a goal and I couldn't decide what to call it, so chat said call it the OnlyFans goal, and so I did it, but I made sure to put the goal so high that no one can take it seriously. I don't think anyone's looking at that goal and going, this dude gets 384 or 378 subscribers and he wants 3,000 subs. Yeah, that's not gonna fucking happen, right? So I just made it as high because I wanted to see how it works. Turns out it's shit. It's shit. Like, there's better goal things that you can use on stream elements. Like, you can use the stream elements one to make better goals. Because this one basically doesn't add anything, and also it's broken. Like, it says I have 384 subs. I don't. I have 378 subs. Actually, I don't. I have less than that. No, it gives channel points. It's not even quick maths, Luna. It gives channel points. So 378 channel points. But if I go, okay, let's go to insights and I'll tell you how many subs I have. For September, I have 275 subs for September. Right? So it's saying I have 300 and fucking what odd, right? Subs. But I don't, because I don't. I have 275 subs. I don't know how the channel points gets calculated, because it clearly doesn't get calculated correctly. Kalner, you're saying I should put up a streamer, like a viewer, channel points one where I will write your name on my forehead. That doesn't seem like fun. I can see myself never doing that. Like, fuck my life. On my belly? So basically what you're saying, after every single stream I have to go shower. Can you imagine the fucking streams just before the gym? I rock up at the gym and people are asking me, dude, why do you have so many fucking names on you? I'm like, oh, I was streaming. I just have everyone's fucking name written on me somewhere. I rock up looking like a guy who went to the tattoo parlor from hell, where they don't actually do tattoos, they can just write names. It would be funny for you guys, but it would be a fucking bitch to explain. VTuber that has a billboard on her boobs? But that's a VTuber. Should we get playable Eridar with BSD lore? Because why not at this point? And I were trying to figure out how you could redo the ally horde divide, and I thought adding parallels to every race and then jumping up who's on whose side would be awesome. You could get playable Eridar. Sure. You could. You could absolutely get Eridar, who maybe made the decision to join Sargeras, but now regret that decision. Give in to OnlyFans, he would betray everything we love about him. I will never give in to OnlyFans. I will never make an OnlyFans. Right above your ass crack? Why? So that I have a bit of a tramp stamp. No, I have no interest in having an OnlyFans. I have Patreon. OnlyFans would just be another fucking version of Patreon. Woodware has an OnlyFans page. Why? For PC porn, I'm assuming. So I'm finding it hard enough to keep up with all of my current social media pages. I don't want to add more. I'm already trying to figure out how to do more things for patrons. Like, I'm thinking about starting sort of a vlog series for patrons. Just so that, you know, people get more stuff when they become patrons. And I don't even know where to fucking put that. OnlyFans. It literally just takes you to their fucking page. Open it and see the title page. So they've basically just OnlyFans Woodwear. Yeah, I'm seeing it. OnlyFans Woodwear. I like woodwear. One thing I would never do is get a tattoo. I hate needles. The only reason I wouldn't get a tattoo is I don't understand why. How many people in chat have tattoos? That's 4. Me. I have a dragon. A fucking dragon. Jesus. See, I don't understand why. Not why other people get it. Other people can fucking do whatever they want. It's their bodies, right? And if it looks cool, why not? I just don't... Like... I've never found something that I care about enough that I want to put it on my fucking body, you know? Like, I have no interest in getting shit put on my body. I like my body the way that it is. Not as fat, but clean, without any fucking tattoos on it. Plus, I think my father would absolutely kill me. I'm a grown-ass man, and my father would fucking kill me. He would punch me to death. Luna? No, not even Sylvanas. It's funny, I get a huge fear for needles, but still want a ton of tattoos. While Woodwear is mostly okay, they are just pandering to us nerds to sell us shit. Well, yeah, of course, that's how they make their money, right? Luna, so you have a Sylvanas tattoo? Wife is a big dragon to hide a small scar she doesn't like. I think that's fine, right? If you want to hide something that you really don't like, I don't see why that's a problem. Oh, that's right, Luna. Other guys just simp for you. You don't actually simp. No, my dad has a, like, he's one of those old school people that have a... He judges people with tattoos quite severely. So I think just out of respect for him, I would probably not get a tattoo ever. But then also just, I myself have never seen the point in it. So yeah, I've just never given a fuck. I don't think I've ever dated a girl who didn't have tattoos though. Yeah, almost every girl I've dated had tattoos. I just don't get them. I'm preppy. I'm a proper preppy boy. The only thing I fuck around with is my hair. That's it. Know what I want? A sword made of the dice from D&D. There's actually Jumanio. You guys know Jumanio. She has a tattoo of a dice. A D&D dice. On her arm. Looks fucking awesome. I mean, if you really want something on your body, just draw it and then you can remove it later when you're done with it. I would definitely not go through all that trouble to paint it on eternally, you know? That just seems like way too much fucking trouble. And definitely not something I'm interested in whatsoever. I will tell you what I am interested in right now. I want to go eat. That I want to get would be the Night Elf banner because Calderai are awesome. Wait, you're not a Horde player? I want to go eat, people. I have bacon and sausage tonight. One of his parents that are very traditional, grew up in small towns. I grew up in a small city, Polokwane, CCS, basically the other side of South Africa from you. My own supper, go enjoy. Also had a bunch of friends who have fucked tattoos? Jesus. Cumberland sausages are best. This is like sausage wrapped in bacon, right? So I'm gonna go make that shit, and then I'm gonna stuff my face just like and watch Boston Legal. That's what I'm gonna do now. Why am I gonna watch Boston Legal? Because I have fucking nothing else to watch. And it's good. It's funny as shit. I was watching this, my last episode I was watching, Danny Crane had to defend Morgan Bombay, I think his name is. And he wants to freeze himself. And he's like, Danny, I want to get frozen. And Danny's like, what do you mean? And he's like, when I don't want to die. I want to come back and practice law in the future. And Danny looks at him and he's like, what do you mean? He keeps explaining it, and every single time he explains it, you can see Danny just getting more and more confused. Just like, what do you mean? Like, this is just over his fucking head. He doesn't understand what this fucking guy wants at all. And then last night, the episode that I watched was the one with the Black Widow. And Danny immediately wants this woman, like he wants to sleep with her, and she just killed her husband. And Alan says to him, Danny, whenever you think about having sex with a woman, please remember that her last husband died while doing so. And Danny looks over to her, and he's like, I'll take my chances. That show, the comedy in that show is perfect, bro. Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I still have to get into all of the different Star Trek things. But I do want to. I just find all the old series way too fucking hard to watch. The graphics are so horrible. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go make some food. Thank you so much, all you degenerate fucks. Really appreciated you hanging out with me, spending your morning, your afternoon, or your evening with me. As always, take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. Be good to each other. And I will see all of you tomorrow. Peace out, fam.